Hey, good. Welcome back, I should say. Yes, I needed a Zevia break, everybody. I apologize, we're a few minutes late, but I'm ready. I'm ready. We got a calf update to get through. We had different plans before. I think everybody was thinking Alex Saviuk was going to be joining us and doing a pre-OAX, but he was delayed. He was actually at a Comic Con in Greece, if I'm not mistaken, and his flight got canceled last night. So I think he's actually flying to the States now. So hopefully we'll have Alex on next week with Max Fiamara and Jules Momone, who will be joining us next Thursday. But we have somebody that you all know reached out to me and said, hey, I've got this interesting commission story that I think you might be interested in, and I think some of you in the chat might be interested in it as well. So let me bring in first Mr. Tom McDonald. We've talked to Tom.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
Good. I'm glad you could make time for us today. It was kind of a surprise, but seems to have worked out.
It was last minute. I apologize, but I reread your email and saw you were heading out of the country, so I thought, you know what, we probably should do this. I know you wanted to get it posted to CAF before the end of the year, maybe because you want to put it into the best ofs, which of course has to, the pieces have to be posted before the end of the calendar year. So I get it. I didn't want to let you down.
And I'm just thrilled too. I mean, it's one of those rare occurrences where you just kind of align with the artist and your passions come out. So I was really excited to share it as well.
Cool. Well, let me bring in, both, a gentleman and someone who's going to be new to the channel. We have both the artist, Rich, welcome to the show, and Mr. Michael Lovitz, who everybody's seen before. Look at that guy, always happy.
Well, too much of me.
Yes, we will be. Well, you'll be on the show next Wednesday too, so you'll be returning. So Tom, you're kind of the guy, the orchestrator of the commission and the overall project, and I kind of want to know, how you worked with both Rich and Michael, on that. And maybe before we start there, Rich, Rich is somebody that nobody's met before. Rich, so why don't you give us a little bit of a backstory about yourself? How's that? We'll start there.
Sure. I am a comic book writer and artist. I got into comics through Titans when I was about 12, 13 years old. And I immediately joined an APA called Titan Talk. And through that, I met a lot of other comic fans. And George Perez happened to be a member of the club. And he would routinely, randomly call people. So I think I was like 12, and he would call me up, and I'm like, this is my favorite artist in the world, And so we developed a friendship over the years, and he was very kind to his fans. He had a lot of us over there to his house and everything. So eventually I moved into New York, and I actually was an actor for a while. So I gave up the art, and it was only after 9/11 that I got back into it, and I had still maintained a relationship, a friendship with George, and he recommended that I do my own book, so I ended up self-publishing. He helped me. He drew some of my characters for me and said, now make sure you tell everybody that there's artwork by George Perez in this book. And then I started doing conventions, and I would see him at every show that he and I were at the same one at. We talk, and I'd leave him a Diet Pepsi, and he called me Gunga Dish, and he would yell across the room and stuff. And so that's kind of it. I'm back into comics now. I do conventions, and that's how I met Tom at C2E2 when we started talking with our mutual love for George Perez's artwork. And eventually we talked about the Titans poster that he did in 1983. Yeah. So that was what kind of got us into it, and I have my own comics and my own artwork and stuff that I also sell, but that was what started us talking about Titans and Perez.
Yeah. And I think one of the
artwork in question is one that Michael owns, right?
Yeah. And that's when I first joined CAF, the day I discovered CAF, Michael was the first person I reached out to, because I was just blown away that somebody could actually own the original art from that poster. That concept just never, came into my head, that somebody could actually own that. And he was the first person I connected when I first joined CAF. And I was just, admiring it and telling how much this poster meant to me. It was in my room as a kid. I took it to college. It came home with me. It's been in 3 different houses. And I've offered him hundreds of dollars for it, but he's never taken it. So I figured it was about time to try to come up with my own incarnation. And when I met Rich and we started talking about the poster, the first time I suggested, hey, you should recreate that. It was like, nah, it's a lot of work, and it would be something that have to get his head around. But I kept bothering him every time I'd see him every 6 months or so. So finally, this past May, we decided to move forward. So his first incarnation. Let's talk about this, Michael, because you get to look at this every day. And what blows me away was this was, if I'm not mistaken, this was George's first painted piece, at least published or close to it.
Not quite, but certainly close to it. So this, like you, Tom, this was a poster that I had that moved from iteration to iteration of housing for me throughout my college years. And it was on my wall at home. It was on my wall at the dorms. It was on my wall in the apartments that we moved into for the summer. It was in the walls of where I moved into, where I was going to law school, and then after law school. And I just absolutely loved this cover. It was just, this poster. It was just so amazing. But this isn't the first paint. In fact, and Bill, if you're anywhere near my CAF gallery, you have easy access to it. The first one was the annual one cover. That's the first one I'm aware of that he painted.
Starfire and Blackfire, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
And then someone else pointed out, I don't remember if the 26 cover was also painted or not. I think it was. But George, more and more moved into the doing his own colors, doing his, mixed media, and he loved to experiment. I was happy to pick up a page that had been in one of his drawers, where a couple of pieces actually, but a Titans piece where he started hand coloring on the original art, and there's also an Avengers center spread from his Accent on the First E book, where again he was trying his hand at colors on some of the artwork that he had retained in his house. So it was interesting to see how he would work on it. But I think this piece is just stunning to look at in person. The coloring is phenomenal. The highlighting of the main characters using the full bright colors and then using the muted, almost enclouded figures towards the interior as to make them fade more into the background. This clearly showed how much he had grown in confidence with doing the color work, that he was using those kinds of techniques. And yes, this is a piece that I get to see absolutely every day. The way our house is set up is we have 2 floors of living area, and then there's a 3rd floor that's separated from the house but attached to the house. So it's just the entranceway you have to go outside to get into, and down 2 flights of stairs, and that's where like the gym equipment is, and that's where my collectibles are. But in the main house, I have 3 pieces I get to hang on the wall in a public space, and this is one of the 3 pieces. It's literally passed at least twice a day, if not more often, depending how many times I go in and out of the bedroom. So
I don't know, and I over 40 years, I'm still not bored looking at it.
Do you still have it hanging on the wall, Tom, though? That's the real question.
Yeah, I do. I've got it around the corner, and no,
Good.
it's here. Yeah, I do. But now I've got that print, and then of course what you're about to show. So
Wait here, let me kind of switch screens here. So let me.
But this was, when I bought this was the single most expensive piece of art I've ever purchased, and I just couldn't imagine that I would spend more than this on anything else. And to date, there's only one other piece I've spent more money on. So
Well, the interesting thing is, Michael, I think that I've talked with a few collectors, and poster artwork was so important, for us when we were younger. I mean, that it was a big thing, right? From the late '70s to the mid '80s. I mean, you could go into a comic shop and roll posters. You bought them all the time, right? We all had them on the wall, and I've known other collectors who've said the exact same thing. They spent more money on a piece of poster artwork because it was hanging on their wall as a poster for years, and that was like their most cherished thing that they've ever bought. And I get
Sure.
it. We have an attachment to these images, and poster art, at least from our era, is super, super important. I could think of several artist pieces, like Bill Sienkiewicz had a lot of his stuff changed into prints, and you name it. I mean, there's
Right, the
some
Keith
stuff
Giffen
out there.
Legion piece. That
Oh my
was
God! Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So no, I think that's amazing. As a collector, being able to have something that you saw all the time as a kid. It'd be like having the Golden's Mary Marching, Marble Mary Marching image, because I had that hanging on the wall for ages when I was a kid. I mean, I'd
Yeah.
love to have that.
Look, as much as comic book fans, we loved particular issues when we were growing up, and would read them over and over and over again. You didn't hang them on your wall.
Yeah.
They were in a box somewhere, or they were on the
Right.
shelf, or they were wherever you kept your comics. They weren't literally there that you passed and saw it every single day. But the posters, you're right,
Yeah.
constant.
The great thing about this
view.
poster was that it encompassed the first 3 years of the Titans by Wolfman and Perez, and you could stare at it and
Relive.
oh yeah, that was that story. That was this character. And nobody overshone each other because, like you said, the front characters were bolder, more vibrant, and the other ones were faded back a little bit. So it was one of those posters you could just stare at for hours as a kid. I would, and it would just inspire me. And I think it was that way for a lot of comic fans, and that's what posters were meant to do. It was to inspire people.
Well, here, let's go ahead and show the commission. Now, you did post this to your CAF gallery earlier, Tom?
I did. Yeah, I did. So the backstory here is that Rich recreated the original and did a phenomenal job. Just with his Toon Titans, this kind of like kid look that he does with the Titans, just really open and inviting. And we got to talking about what would it have been like if George would have drawn from 1983 to say 89 when he really finished, because you missed the Judas Contract, you missed the Dark Titans, you missed the Titans of Myth. What would that have looked like? So I said, hey, why don't you give it a whirl? And he was just finished the core piece. He was kind of exhausted. But when I told him I'd really like to show this at OAX next year, I want to bring it. He's like, all right, I'll get to it and cranking on it. So we talked about 3 or 4 times as he designed it and do the prelims around the area, what characters should go where. We debated on what characters should be in and what characters should be out. So I'm going to let Rich kind of talk you through this because I'm just an admirer.
Yeah, I don't know if you have the colored version, but you could see it's a little different, with the colors make everything pop. But there you go. So this is my Toon style. I have 2 different styles. I have a realistic style, and this is a Toon style that I kind of developed, and that's what caught Tom's eye when we first met because I'd done these big mashups. And he had wanted me to do a Titans one. So like he was saying, he said, he kept egging me on to do the Titans poster. And it was a kind of a massive undertaking. I was a little afraid to do it. And I didn't know how this cartoon style would translate into it. So I did this centerpiece. And as I was doing it, we had talked more about like he said, if George had continued, if he had done this poster later and more of the stories had been shown. So I came up with, I surprised him with a sketch, and it had like different characters and different stories I thought were important. And so it took us a little bit of time. We kind of edited a lot of the different things I had originally thought. And we kind of decided that it would be only characters from the Titans actual book, because he did like a secret Origins annual #1 where he revamped Titans West, and he did a whole big thing with a Gargoyle and Mr. Twister, which were two old Titan villains, and he kind of merged them, which was a great story, but they weren't in the Wolfman Perez thing, so I didn't put that in. But Titans West, he did write and do the covers and the layouts for an issue, so I got to put them in the top. And I tried to like get villains, like artistically, I wanted to keep the same design element. So that's why I have like a big face on the bottom. And the more we talked about, Tom really wanted Nightwing and Jericho in there. So I was afraid to repeat characters, but I thought that they were significant enough. And Tom had a very good point that they were, iconic. That storyline, Judas Contract, is a big deal. And so we just found a way to put them in there. And I think it kind of works. So you got, the Judas Contracts represented. And then it goes into the Baxter issues where Raven succumbed to her evil side. And then at the bottom there, and then all the Titans were evil. So I thought that was a good mirror thing to do there. And then, of course, the Hive Mistress, who was involved in the whole storyline right after Judas Contract, that had Aqualad and Aquagirl in it. Then Lilith returned. So I wanted to get all those elements in. But a lot of people forget how George came back to the Titans with Titans 50, which was the Who is Wonder Girl storyline. So I thought that was important because that was a big significant thing where he tried to fit her back into continuity after Crisis. And I thought it was a great storyline. And that had Sparta, who's a big green face on the side there, Athens. And then after that storyline, I think it went into A Lonely Place of Dying, which introduced Tim Drake as Robin. He did the layouts for those issues, and he did those beautiful covers that they made a portfolio of and everything. So I thought that was significant. That had to be in there. And then he did an issue where he did an old story about Titans West, which was supposed to spin off into a Titans West series, which he told all the members of this Titan Talk group I was in about. But that never happened. But he did do this one issue where he wrote it. Marv did the dialogue, and he did the cover, so I could get those characters in. The Batman and the Outsiders back in before he left, we put them in the top. Donna Troy's The Who is Donna Troy. I tried to get the building burning, behind the Troya image up there. So we tried to touch upon all those things. Evil Tara, where she shocked everybody. That was Tom.
I had to.
That was his
I had the slutty Tara up there. Nick has that page, which is, there are two Titans pages that just jump out if you grew up reading it as a kid. One was with Starfire and Dick in bed, and the first issue
literally
of Baxter. Yeah, literally, yes. and then you have Slutty Tara, where she's in her robe in Deathstroke's bedroom, and so we got our incarnation of Slutty Tara up there. And where we argued about was Danny Chase. If you want to know the most annoying character in Titans history was this Danny Chase. I don't want to even get into it, but I originally Rich wanted him up front, and I said no way. So we kind of stuffed him in the background. So anyway, so I don't know if you can zoom in up at the top there, but you've got Batman and the Outsiders, which was the first issue after the continuity of this poster. I think it was Titans 36, Michael?
37.
37, yeah. So this stopped at 36, and so this would pick up with and the annual number 2, right? Yeah. So this picks up with 37.
Well, there's Danny and
yeah.
Yeah, and I put Jason Todd
Xanthi.
He did a cut. He was in Titans Red, they call it, which was the Baxter 2021. And Prez did the covers for those. Azrael, he did a cover for, and he put him on there. Danny Chase, of course, and then some Donna Troy's family, the orphanage characters that were significant and that Prez had a contribution to creating. I thought were important. I wanted to get Cole in there, but he never drew her in the series. So,
Yeah, so it was fun to go back and research all the comics too. It gave us a reason to go back and read.
Garfield's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Julian.
I love it.
And this was done pencil and ink. Somebody asked, I think, on the chat, and it was done traditionally, pen and ink, and then I scanned it, and all the coloring is done digitally. I was kind of afraid to color the original art because it took so long and I didn't want to mess it up. So Tom was very happy with the digital.
Blue line, paint over a copy.
Yeah. I need to give him a break. He's going to color a hand copy for me. I just need to give him a break. But I think when you
What's the overall size of the piece?
The outer image is the same as the poster, which I want to say was 24 by 30.
Okay.
I believe. I might be off on that. I'm not sure. So that's the outer image. What we did is we made a reduction on the original inner image because I don't think originally we weren't planning on the outside, but we wanted to do something a little smaller. So that was like, what was that, 18 by 24, Tom?
Yeah. Yeah. And the original looks to be 24 by 36 was the original. But Michael, yours is bigger, right? The original is much bigger than the poster, right? Or bigger than the poster?
No, I think it's a 1-for-1.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, this might be a little smaller just because I don't think I could get the exact same size paper. The Bristol paper.
Marcus was asking about Terry Long, but Terry Long was in the first one. So
yeah,
Terry Long
he's
is
right
on Wonder Girl's armpit.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But I'm just so thrilled to be able, again, Michael just seemed to refuse to sell me his. So now I've got my own version. But what really made this special was working with the artist. I mean, Rich, we're friends now, and we had this passion together. In fact, Rich knew a lot of the continuity much deeper than I did. I think he's a few years younger than me, and I think I went off to college, and he was still reading Titans, and I was distracted. But he gave me a reason to come back and read those. And if I asked just an artist to do this, I'm not sure it would have come out this detailed. But because Rich was a fan, I think he put a lot of love for the art and the stories and George into this.
Definitely. It was a lot of fun to collaborate with Tom this way. I do this on my comics. I work with different artists where I'm the writer and I'll collaborate sometimes with artwork, but I've never done a commission where it was this give and take this much. Usually somebody will just say, hey, draw me Nightwing, draw me Batman. And I kind of just do that. This was a little more involved and it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do.
So I'm going to bring this to OAX so everybody can take a look at it. And who knows, there might even be some prints available for those who share in the passion of this poster.
So what was the time frame to complete this, Rich?
It took me a little while to get started. I was filming. I just finished filming a film. And so I got delayed a bit. But then once I got on it, what would you say, Tom, a month?
You made really good progress once you started.
Yeah.
You knocked the poster out in a month. And then I think the expansion was 3 weeks. Yeah. Once I stopped messing around with it.
Yeah, once I got done my convention season, which was NY, I had a New York Comic Con, and then after that, I did Rhode Island. So after that, I was totally free. So I just did the outer thing, and that might have taken like 3 weeks. I really pushed through it. So, but I did start working on it back in May, and then had to take a long break. So it was a long process. Tom was very patient. Thank you, Tom.
Well,
worth every minute of it, man. It's a beautiful job.
All right, I got both. I got Rich's DeviantArt in there, and then I also got Michael's and Tom's CAF gallery links in there as well. So if you're not following both of those gentlemen on CAF, you definitely should, because they always make great updates. And
the thing that I really loved about Tom's concept was it worked for me because when I had Art Adams do that FF 100. For me, and I said, I left it to him, and he's the one who came up with the general concept of, well, you start with the FF 100 in the center, and it's like the movie camera just pans back and expands the vision. So Tom saying, well, I kind of want to take that as the centerpiece, but like add more to it. And I was like, that actually is a really brilliant idea. That I love the concept. I know he asked a bunch of people, myself included, as to, you know, what would you add, and certainly I think there were a couple things I poo-pooed that did not appear here, Tom, which I'm glad for. And I would have included Titans Hunt myself, but I understand the reasoning, which is by that point George was gone. That was Grummet's book then, not George's book. So
yeah, we debated that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did draw Wildebeest.
Right, which I love.
That's why I was
Yeah, so
able to
Wildebeest, yeah,
get that.
he's in there.
That's a great visual, and he did do some really stunning covers with that on that thing, and that's where Grummet started taking over. I think those first issues with Grummet were drawn by George or laid out. I think he did the layouts, and that was why Grummet was a very smooth transition when he took over artistically. Unfortunately, Ed Barardo, when he took over, fans had a bad reaction to him because I think the shift was so sudden.
Yeah, Eduardo Barreto. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and George, I have in my collection, I have probably 100 or so pages from George's Action Comics run, where it was a similar thing, where he had done layouts, and then I think that was Kerry Gamble did pencils, and then Brett Breeding inks. So, and when you look at George's layouts, it's really fascinating because some of the figures are very, very rough. Just, you know, here's the panel placement, except Superman. Anytime Superman appeared, it was almost a fully rendered Superman in that panel. So I guess he got used to it there and was able to work with I think he worked with Grummet first and then did the action stuff. But whichever direction it was like something he was used to doing, and it's neat stuff to look at from a process perspective.
Yeah, he did. I had a couple of his layouts for the Games graphic novel. He had given them to us, and they were on like little piece of paper, and they were so detailed, and they were just his layouts. It was amazing.
Yeah, yeah, very cool stuff. But beautiful work, Rich. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Nice job, Rich. Very good job.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to work on it. Thank you again for commissioning me.
All right.
So you're bringing this to OAX, Tom? So we get to
I will bring it. Yeah, I'll bring it to OAX,
well?
and I'm going to bring a couple of color prints as well, and we'll see if we can make some available without getting into too much trouble.
You can't get into trouble at OAX, Tom. You know that.
Okay, that's good. All right, good.
No, the more
thanks,
stuff that collectors like you add to the show, the more fun it is. You know that.
Good.
I mean, I think that's what's one of the best things about it is all of you coming in and bringing things that that you think would be enjoyable for people, whatever they are, whether it's a Nick Ferrucci standee or piece of art that we'd all like to get.
Yeah, well, I want to get Rich to come. He's thinking about it.
I hope so. Yeah, I'm hoping to. I don't know. Unfortunately, I've never done this show before. That convention. So I'm curious what it's about, and so I'll have to look into it and see. Hopefully,
I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, sounds like a great show. It sounds like a great show.
Fantastic.
And Bill Alberto apparently wants me to, feature this as my Dino 15 on next week's Dueling Dealers. So you probably have never had such an expensive piece before, but maybe I'll have to do that.
It would be interesting to see that be your final piece.
First 200,000 gets it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not gonna. Yeah. Well, hey, that would be the most expensive sale we would have ever gotten on the show. That's for sure. But yeah. So no, that's again. I'm glad you guys shared this with me. I know, Tom, you emailed me a few days ago, and I've had a busy week, so it was good that you gave me the reminder today. This was fun. I love stories like this. Just getting to understand what helped create a piece of artwork that's made its way to CAF, and because commissions are a big thing in this hobby, and I think that there's a lot of times you see stuff that people ask for and you wonder, what was the inspiration behind having an artist do this piece for you. And so it's great getting the backstory on this, and it's great having the current owner of this piece be able to join us as well. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Michael.
A great
in the
word.
middle of two auctions going on at the same
I
time.
know.
Sure, no
No.
problem.
What a night, right? Exactly. Comic Connect and both and Comic Link going on right now. Is very crazy. They have got to work their schedules out, right? I mean, this just doesn't make any sense. They only each of them only do what three major. Well, no, Comic Link does four. Do they both do four now? I don't know, but it's just bizarre that they would have the same major auctions on the
Same
same
night.
evening. It's not
That's
fair.
why.
Yeah.
That's why if I was looking off to the side while we were all talking, it's because I'm monitoring some of these auctions. So.
There was one I meant to place a bid on. I knew I wasn't going to get it, but now I'm sure it's already over. Comic Connect is don't they start at like 7? They start
Yeah,
earlier.
they started an hour earlier than the Comic Link did.
Yeah, so whatever I was interested in is long gone. I couldn't afford it anyway. But,
Whereas I've got a piece that's probably coming up in another like 30 minutes. So we'll see.
well, at least there won't be anything major next Wednesday. But again, Rich, really nice getting the chance to meet you today. I
Yeah, you
appreciate
too.
you
Thank
coming
you very
on.
much.
And yeah, if you make it to OAX, fantastic. If it's a
Yeah, I'm hoping
it is
to.
an annual thing. So if you don't make it to 2026, we'll be back in 2027.
I got family down there, so I have even a double incentive.
Perfect. Are you up?
And
Where do you
a
live?
new park at Universal to see. So
I'm in
is very
PA right
true.
now. I'm in PA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, but
what
easy
part
to
of
get down
PA?
there.
It's a big
Bucks
state.
County.
Yeah, I grew up in Philadelphia. And
Oh, yeah, I'm right outside Philly.
I went
Yeah.
to school in Cheltenham, and my mom lives up in.
Oh, I went to school in
area.
Cheltenham too. Look at this. I went to
Did he?
Tyler School of Art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Temple's. It was the Temple's art campus.
Yeah.
Lived right there in Cheltenham.
See, small world.
Small world. And I grew up in Northeast Ohio. Nobody cares. What about you, Tom? Tell us. Where do you hail from? Is it always Chicago?
Mostly I lived in California a little bit and Boston for a little bit, but
Mm.
Chicago is where I grew up, collected all my comics, and that's where I'm probably going to end up. So I'm just, it's a good place. It's central to everything. Right.
That is true.
Especially those polar vortexes. Yes.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Those two. That's what makes Orlando in the wintertime a good destination place. All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. And Michael, good luck on whatever you're following. I hope you end up with something there.
I'm sure I'll be outbid, but that's okay.
Exactly.
I'm pulling my stuff for next Wednesday, so I'm trying to put together a nice variety, and hopefully people will tune in and have some fun, and maybe fingers crossed I can pull off a Berkey and beat Anthony.
Yes, we'd like to say Anthony doesn't have a chance with him on camera. That would be fun. And safe travels to you, Tom. I know you're going out of the country.
Thanks.
Late this weekend, and again, Rich, happy holidays to all of you. If I don't get to see or talk to you
Thank you
before
too.
then, but
Yeah, same to you guys, and same to everybody online.
Yeah. Thank you.
Night, everyone.
You guys. All right, that was fun. See, hey, I'm always happy if you got an interesting story, something you'd like to share, and we have time on the channel. Sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. Tonight we did because Alex Saviuk had to cancel on us. So just reach out. I'm always happy to bring collectors on to talk about artworks in their collection. So especially something fun and interesting as this one. Ties in a good story with Rich and the backstory there. I mean, it clearly, Titans was the only, outside of the Byrne stuff. I mean, really, Titans was the only DC book that I read from beginning to at least issue 50 or so, because I loved Wolfman and Perez. I mean, Perez's art always blew me away, and like John Byrne, I pretty much bought most things that Perez worked on during that period. So yeah, it's even I was able to change sides for a brief moment as a young comic book reader. And no markets, no pre-OX opportunities tonight. But as we learned on the mystery sketch unboxing that we did in the earlier show, there are some pre-OX opportunities out there still with the next Comic Art Crew and others. I can tell you, who was it? I had a Kayla Valerio. I had to mark her as sold out yesterday. And if I'm not mistaken, who were the two people? I'm trying to remember. Jared Cullum and Tommy Lee Edwards only have one slot each left on their pre-OAX commission. So there you go. I've got there's a pre-OAX announcement for you right there. Those two gentlemen only have one slot left, and the moment I get those emails in, I will be shutting theirs down as well. So a lot of the opportunities have been closed, but there are still a few that are remaining. So for I've got a few that I still have to queue up myself. But I know where the thresholds are, so I still have time to get on a few lists. I think I'm on 5 people's lists right now. I've got I think 3 9x12s and 2 people for sketch cards for OAX so far. But yeah, just kind of biding my time. But I think we closed down all of Adam Hughes' opportunities except for the sketch cards because he was pretty full. And I'm just trying to think what we've had to do in this last week. But I'm not looking at the OAX website right now. That would probably help me remember. But yeah, so we'll have three opportunities announced next Thursday with Max, Jules, and Alex. What do we got here? We did announce the one of the show posters. It's of course one of several, and so you'll be seeing a few other announcements for the posters, into the holiday, and of course right after the new year as well. I do have a screen I can share for those of you who missed it in the email today or were not on your socials. So we had John Romita Jr. do we asked for a Spider-Man, and he's very accustomed when he goes to shows to kind of put Spidey in a setting that is appropriate for the location of the show. So he has chosen to put Spidey in a palm tree, and I don't believe those are the DoubleTree towers in the background, but they kind of resemble that. If there would have been 2, we would have known for sure that he was channeling the Hilton DoubleTree. But Jimmy Palmiotti was gracious to lend his time to do the inking on this, and it came out great. We got to see the pencils, I think, about a month ago, and they got the pencils over to Jimmy, and Jimmy did all of the inking. Jimmy's amazing. I said he is a professional. He gets the work done really quick, and then he even handled doing the colors on it too. So there you have it. That's poster reveal number 1, a main show poster. So I have a feeling that this might be. I'm not sure which ones we're going to have as the big ones that'll be by the registration desk, but I would imagine this would probably be one of them. There's plenty of room for signing on it, that's for sure, right? You got the lawn and the sky. So yeah, well, we'll see. But yeah, Peter Rose says Spidey loves coconut cream pie. Yeah, he may. But yeah. But if we were gonna do something like that, that would have been a good Maxi Dallo poster, right? Where he just rolls up his mask and is eating some coconut cream pie. That's now that would be a fun. See, I don't. I've never actually commissioned Maxi Dallo for anything, but I like that idea so much, Peter. I might try to see if I can convince Marquet to get Maxi to do something like that. I'm gonna write that down. I like that idea. Coconut cream pie, Maxi Dallo. Why not, right? So yes, CJ, yes, something is always tingling around here. But yeah, for those of you who saw the show earlier, that was tough. I didn't realize my fingers would be big enough to censor that image that I had to show. At any rate, back to the show. Yes, Peter Rowe. I'm taking your idea, man. I like it. Definitely like it. But yeah, we've gotten to see a few of the other images in progress. That are probably bound for poster status at OAX, and can't wait to show those off. All the original art for this, of course, will be in the fundraising auction that we have on Saturday evening, and it was done. I'm pretty sure Kesra could confirm. I'm pretty sure it was 11x17 because I'm not looking at the original. I don't think I had a scan of the pencils myself before it was inked by Jimmy. But I did get an image of the inked version. Yes. Gosh, you guys. But it does look like fine art, doesn't it, Alberto? But anyway, 11x17. Thank you, Kesra. So yes, and I think we actually have another sponsor to put on the posters now that was we just finalized today. So we're moving on that front too. So any of you who who are out there who are thinking of sponsoring OAX. I mean, we've sent out a fair number of notices and documents out to other people. But if you're interested in sponsors, we're open to talking. You can shoot an email to info@oa-expo.com, because that's the address we're still using for our email right now. That'll get switched at some point. But let us know. We're happy to talk sponsorships. We have both the Kirby Awards that we're looking for sponsors for, and the overall OAX show. But yeah, it's all coming together really nicely and early. It's kind of fun having rather from year 1 to 2 we had a standard 12-month window, but moving to February this time around, we got 13 months in between shows. It made it a little bit easier to, well, it's never easy, but it gave us a little extra time for all of this. Dynamite sponsoring OAX. Dynamite, Nick Barucci has his own challenges going on right now. So while I would imagine we might have sent information to him, I would never pressure Nick to do anything until he gets his issues settled up with Diamond. That's for sure. But we know for sure Diamond is not going to be a sponsor for OAX. Oh man, let's see. Zevia would be a great sponsor. Goo, you're absolutely right. That would be more like a gag sponsorship, and I'm sure we could probably work something like that out at some point. And yeah, at any rate, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to be able to show off some of the other poster art once it's all finished. I mean, there's stuff that's in progress right now and things that that Kazra and I have not seen yet that we have asked about, but we have been getting in the commission scans. I'm not quite sure what the release date will be for the proxy bidding, but we have that CAF gallery set up just for that, an OAX CAF gallery. So I would look for an announcement related to at least the release of some of the early, the pieces that we received for the auction and getting proxy bids starting sometime early in the new year. I know that Aranga teased his incredible piece socially. It's thank you, Kesha. I know Ranga posted to his socials that massive image of the X-Men on one side and the villains on the other, and OAX carved into like a hillside or a mountainside. I can't remember. I saw the image when Aranga sent it to us, and it's amazing. And I believe it actually is on 2 boards, so it can be folded and brought home by you. You don't have to like custom have us do some kind of a custom packing job to ship it to you. But yes, Kazra suggested that Zevia can sponsor the Bill and Maureen Penthouse. Oh man, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to actually seeing some more of the auction pieces, because those are always fun, and a lot of the artists put a lot of effort into those, and the majority, if not all, of the poster pieces will be in there, and the few that I've gotten to see that we're not gonna we haven't released yet are phenomenal. Fantastic stuff, are going to blow your mind. And yeah, it's going to be a very fun and exciting auction. And I can tell you that DeTulio and Tatiana will be back to host. They were fantastic in year 2. So and no knocking Jimmy and Nick from year 1, but they were wonderful. And we couldn't even imagine having anybody else host the auction again after they did such a great job with what was like 100 and I think we got through 105 lots in just over 2 hours. That was good. Very good timing. Have we put in an order for urinal screens? Newell wants to know, because Stingray urinal screens are a thing, and I hate to say this, I don't mind saying this, Stingray. Stingray was we had the gift exchange. I mentioned that earlier. I'll show it off to you because I showed it in the show in the unboxing we did earlier. I got this from Dom over at Next Comic Art. James Dornoff was my secret Santa, and so I don't want too much glare on it. It's still in the bag, but Don did a fabulous job on this piece, as you can see. And so Newell was I was his secret Santa, and I had ordered 2 things over a month ago, and they didn't arrive. And the one that I ordered through a place kept sending me emails like every week that it's delayed. And I will say it, I don't mind saying it. Same day by 7 a.m. But here's the thing, Kazra, I ordered these Stingray urinal things. They come in like packs of 6 or something like that. I ordered them. I ordered them in the beginning of November, and every week I keep getting an email telling me that they're delayed. That was good. I was going to draw on one of them and send that to Stingray as a gift. So now he's got a different gift, and so we will, I hope, have the 6 Stingray urinal screens to strategically place throughout the Hilton DoubleTree for the weekend of OAX. So there you go. Look for those in a bathroom near you during OAX. It's just says they're back ordered because he ordered so many of them. Oh man, darn it. Well, hey, hopefully mine arrive before the show. We got 2.5 months before we need to get them. But they come in many colors. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I picked the same color you did. I don't even remember what color I ordered. I think mine were pink. I hate to say it, but I don't know. Oh boy, Chris Snorick. Boy, yeah. Well, we know Chris likes to drink his beer, and that may be a true statement, but I don't know. Oh man. Hey, Rich Danny's, I've been meaning to remind you, send me an email to remind me that you want to be involved in Mystery Sketches in the May show, so I don't forget and we get you on a list, because we have started, I believe, a list of artists who've reached out to us and for participating in the Cal 13 Mystery Sketch, and I don't want to forget adding your name to that list. So if you send me an email, I will definitely make sure that I don't forget to get you on that list. So please do that. What else we got going on here? Gosh, but yeah, OAX is coming together really nicely. It really is. I mean, it's exciting. We need to get it. We don't know where we're wanting to get over there. Kazra and I need to make a trip. We should try to get over there sometime soon, Kazra. I want to check out the pavilion, because the auction and the Kirby Awards, are going to be outside, and they've been working on this great, beautiful outdoor pavilion, and I just want, it's not 100% done yet, so we've got 2.5 months for them to get that work done, and I want to see it. I went there, gosh, 3 months ago. Kazra went there about 2 months ago, so yeah, we're overdue to pay them a visit. Maybe we can get them to cook us some hamburgers again, Kazra, the good ones, because they cook the good ones for us when we go. Giordano's Pizza. All right. Matt Kennedy, still in awe of Rich's piece. That is true. And Matt Kennedy, I know, is going to OAX. I saw he bought his tickets like a month ago or so. A lot of people have been buying their tickets of late. I would highly encourage all of you to pick up your tickets while you can. VIP tickets are still the #1 seller of all of the. If I had to look at the categories, weekend only versus the VIP. VIP by far. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are right now, but our sales are up, and I can tell you, we looked at the hotel. You want to book your rooms. If you're thinking, you can wait until 6 weeks before the show. I don't believe that's going to be true. So if you're on the fence there, we've always been telling you should even book your rooms before you buy your tickets. Get out there and do it now, because I was actually comparing the numbers of rooms that we had sold at this same moment last year. So I was looking at November 4th sales, because I had an email status from them, and you'd like to know this, Kazra. I think we were literally up 100 rooms per Thursday, Friday, Saturday for each of those days, compared to where we were at November 4th of last year. So it's rooms are going to go fast, and I would just highly encourage everybody to do that. So again, you can go over to oax.art, check out all the information about the show, but while tickets are still available, rooms are going to be going fairly quickly, I think. So oh, that's right. Oh shoot, Kazra, they're sold out, but yeah, that damn thing. Well, hopefully we fix that tomorrow. There is a way around it. I found when you click on if you click on a day, you can then pick and set up your window. So give us a couple days. Kazra's right. It's just confusing. It'll frustrate the hell out of you the way it is right now, because it is achievable, but they make it look like it's not. When you click book a room, it shows you as set for 1 day at a time, and if you say I want to have 4 nights, it tells you can't, which is nuts. But if you back step and then click on, say, Thursday as your start date, you can book through Monday. But yeah, their website has always been clunky, and they've got issues. So I think we're going to be talking with them tomorrow morning. But Admiral Shipwreck got theirs booked this morning. Well, congratulations. Took you 15 minutes to figure it out. That's right, because they do a terrible job with the links up at the top, with picking days and nights and stuff. It is not user friendly. It is one of the least user friendly websites you'll ever find, and we do apologize. We have nothing to do with it. It is not it's not good. Mikhail's back. We got to see Mikhail yesterday in the gift exchange. Mikhail has a piece of art featured tonight that we'll be talking about. I thought about sending Mikhail a link, but I didn't know if he'd have free time tonight to join us to talk about his piece. So there you go. But Mikhail, if you do, I can send you. If you're still around when we get to the art picks, let me know, and I'll send you a link. You can join us. We could talk about your Mannix. Wonderful frame job that you had done. Oh, all right. What do we got next? We have, it's going to be a light night tonight, actually, because I've crossed off a lot of things earlier today. I thought about, when we lost Alex Saviak from coming on, I thought about moving the unboxing to this part of the show. Probably would have been fine, but we had already booked the 8 o'clock time, so it is how it goes. But let's see here. I'm just going to pull up the schedule because the schedule's really light. We're rolling into the holiday. I'm going to be traveling to Ohio on the 22nd, and I don't get back till the 29th. So we're taking time off. We're taking time off from the channel. So unless something, and there always very well could be an announcement, or, a show we need to do, or maybe a recorded segment that we might need to drop. But by and large, everybody gets to enjoy the holiday with family, and you can hang out in your in your groups, so talking about art all you want, but the CAF Plus channel, we'll have some time off. So we got the CAF update tonight. Obviously, I've got Hembeck on this Saturday, 2 o'clock. I previewed all of Hembeck's art last week's show when Hembeck had me confused about the dates, but we're good. We're all on the same page. It will be Saturday at 2 o'clock. I will send out a mailing tomorrow that will have, I'll probably put all the published images in it at the very least, so everybody has a chance to look at the buyer's guide Dateline pieces from Fred. But there's a lot there. It'd probably be better if I even posted them to CAF so you could look at them before the show. But they're all really great. I think Fred's always been pretty generous with giving us some published pieces of his, along with some pieces he's done specifically or especially for the show. But that'll be on the this Saturday. Then Mike Parkinson, who is going to OAX. He's bought a couples ticket, everybody. I've not met Michael in person, but he's going to OAX with his significant other, and I look forward to getting to chat with him. He's got some nice pieces. He picked up one of the pricier pieces during Cal 12, actually. And he it was what was it? It was the Adi Granov X-Men piece. So I kind of stumbled into his CAF when I saw that, and we started chatting back and forth because I recognized him from a ticket purchase. And so he'll be on the show with us next Tuesday. Then, as you heard earlier, Mr. Lovitz will be going up against Anthony Snyder next Wednesday in a pro-am match. That's fun. We haven't done one of those in a while. And Michael is always a lot of fun. He's always game. He brings good art. He brings stuff that he's got a very big collection, and so it's always interesting to see what he'll bring to those shows. Then the Thursday next week we'll have Fiamara, Jules Mamone, and Alex Saviak joining us for their pre-OAX. Then we have the time off. We'll be 2 weeks mostly. We'll be 2 weeks off of the Wednesday show, so that gives everybody a nice chance to enjoy their Christmas Eve and New Year's Eves on Wednesday nights. The next CAF update will be on New Year's Day, and then we will have a Hillary Barta sale on that Saturday. And then most likely we'll the Saturday shows we won't have any for the next couple months till after OAX. I was talking with Joe Linsner the other day, and he asked about doing a sales show, and and I let him know that we're pretty booked with stuff, and I've actually got a couple other inquiries that came in for stuff for Wednesday nights, which are kind of fun. But Joe and I decided, agreed that we would do a probably a cover art drop sometime in March on a Wednesday night. Well, maybe Saturday. I guess it all depends on what Joe's good for. But by we haven't had Joe on the show I think in over a year. I think he last show we did with him was fall of 2024. So yeah. But there you go. And then of course the next Comic Art Live is the weekend of May 16th and 17th, and also November 14th and 15th. We got the 2026 dates right there for you. Mark your calendars. You know the deal. As a collector, you can set aside your art, and as a premium member, get in there and set up a booth. So those weekends are set in stone. And then for those of you not following the IC3 news, we do have 2 in-person shows that are on the schedule: the July 11th the Jacksonville, Florida show, and then the September 26th Providence, Rhode Island show. The New Haven show is moved to Providence, different location, but yeah, great. I've actually never been to Providence. I probably won't be able to make it this year either. But either way, I think the show is going to be phenomenal. I know that the indie artists who went to the first 2 New Haven shows had a blast. I know the CAF collectors who went to those shows as well are anxious for it to come back. So it is going to be in I guess beginning of fall in Providence, September 26th. And there you go. Newell is of course looking forward to that, right? CW says it's in their backyard. That's perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and hide this for now. And Mr. Snork, he knew. I told him it was going to be early today, and here he is, ready and raring to go. Hey, Chris.
Waiting just to pounce.
How's your week been?
Long. I took tomorrow off. It got so long that I was like, you know what? I need Friday off.
That's good. Congratulations, getting a day off. Now, I actually forgot, and I can't forget. I have 2 things I have to open. So let's do that. Let's open up some stuff. I got a TeePublic bag in the mail, and I know that Alex Garcia, who I can say some of you may have met Alex, at San Diego. That's his regular show, but Alex is the guy who's done. He did this shirt too. He's an amazing artist, and he actually has an incredible art collection. And we agreed to do an interview. I want to say it's probably like the 10th of February. I may be wrong on there, but it's a second Tuesday in February. But so Alex, while we were emailing about doing the interview, he said, "Hey, I just sent you some new shirts." So
right.
Here we go. It's an unveiling here. All right. Let's see. I only can see part of a word, and I just okay. All right, I gotta go full screen. Is Jason in the chat? Is Jason in the chat? He is. Oh, good.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. All right, here. Oh, this has got to go. Man, this. I'm sorry, I got to just show it and shut up. Oh my God.
Nice.
He's even got his Miami Dolphins jersey on. Look at this. Look at that.
That's great.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. What do you think, Jason? I might be able to get usually Alex does he does the artwork for these digitally, but he does do traditional pencils for his layouts. And then no Super Bowl ring, says Castro. Oh my God. Anyway, there you go. Alex, you outdid yourself on this one. Yeah, it's a very limited series, definitely. I think this was just a one shot, but thank you. And yeah, well, I won't say it. I was going to say, no, I won't say it, but awesome. And there is a second shirt in here. So let's see who might be immortalized with the second shirt or whatever it may be. Let's see. Oh no, it's well, I'm glad I've gotten this. This is no, there's no other CAF personality in this one, but it's a very nicely done X-Men image. Look at that. Thank you, Alex. I will wear it proudly. Wolverine, I guess, is the front and center, but Cyclops is a close second there, ahead of Storm, which is important. All right, Alex, man, thank you so much for doing these. Alex, I wish, shoot, I should have like got his Instagram so I could post a link in there. Kez, or maybe if you could toss it in the chat. Again, Alex is super talented, and I don't think he does commissions or anything. He does these just for fun because he loves everything that we do here on the CAF Plus channel and CAF and all that. And you'll get to meet him in February.
Oh, I got
Please film the
shake
chickens.
that man's hand.
There you go. Kaz says, if I could, I wonder what I could like marinate the shirt in that would get the chickens all riled up.
Just like put chicken feed inside of it.
That's a good idea. Okay, I can do that. They love mealworms, so I can stuff it full of mealworms and just watch them just tear into it. Okay. All right. Fantastic. All right. So yeah, one package. It's an Anthony Snyder package, so they're usually easy to break into, unlike the packages that we get from Jiggy. So this was something that didn't sell on it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I've always been saying, I'm going to buy something from that artist, and then it did, and that piece didn't sell. I'm like, all right. We all got a good laugh when we looked at this art, and so I figured it's something I'm going to buy and put in my CAF gallery. Let's see, and I got a sketch card from Jamie too. Well, let's see. Oh, it was the day he was doing the portfolio, so I got a free portfolio. No T-shirt with it though. Okay. I'll show off the sketch card first. Oh, he's got the sketch card in the. We were just talking on the Zoom gift exchange yesterday how we all love it when we get the heavy duty top loaders.
Yep.
Yeah, they come in handy. All right, so sketch card. It's a Charizard. I do think I asked for that. So there you go. Nice Charizard by Jamie. I think I've got another card by Jamie, but I'm going to give it to Ashton, of course, because his favorite Pokemon growing up was Charizard. All right, let me see. I'm going to slide this out of the top loader here. All right, so I always said that I wanted to get something from Al Jaffe, and so I picked that one up. I'm sorry, it's too funny. Come on, it's it's a who knows what it's a riff on. But yeah, look at the trophy between the Golden Globes or whatever the heck. I don't remember, but it's an Al Jaffe piece. So I got one now. I'll never get one of those fold outs, which would be like, that'd be the ideal. Get something really fun, even if it's not memorable. But I've always been looking at those Jaffe, like the vertical panel gag pieces, and just never found like the right one. And Heritage has them like every week. But I thought this one was fun. And when nobody bought it, I'm like, all right. It's not as good as the John Romita Sr. two dong sketch that Spider-Man head sketch. But it's close enough. Taking mouth. You're right.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right, Kazra. That's funny. Oh, anyway, so there you go.
The eyes aren't too far off Chaykin either, honestly.
No, actually. Well, he probably read a lot of Cracked and whatnot back in the day. If this was published and anybody comes across it, not the number 2 Newell, 2. Anyway, but yeah, if anybody ever comes across where this might have been published, because you would think that it had to have been, right? Please let me know, because I'm going to put it up in my CAF as an unknown source. But there you go. Love it. Thank you, Anthony, for that. Oh, what else did you get me? Oh, just of course I get all the like, as if I don't already have enough of these. Oh, and Kazra, it's good to know he actually put an OAX postcard in there too.
Hey.
Thank you, man. He's taking care of us.
He's doing the Lord's work.
He is. All right, man. So okay, you don't have anything to unbox? We got nothing to look at?
Nope, I'm waiting patiently.
All right. I know you got some cushions there. I hate to say it, my 2 purchases from Comic Art Live I have not gotten yet, so I'm getting a little nervous that it's going to hit that window where I'm going up to Ohio. I emailed one of the sellers and they haven't replied. I'm like, hey man, Can I get my tracking number soon? Hey, you want my positive feedback at the end of the day. I mean, not that mine's more valuable than anybody else's, but I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, all right. Let's see here. So tell me something I don't know before we start the CAF update here, man.
Where do I start?
All right.
Kidding, of course.
Yeah. No, well, all right. I had to restart my computer, so I don't have all my tabs, windows, and stuff open to do my shtick here. I even have to load up. You know what might be a good idea? Rather than doing the heritage picks first, which I have to open up every tab for, why don't we can go ahead and do the EXP preview for everybody?
There we go.
Because Nick does have a show tomorrow at 7:00, like he always does. Apparently, his last show was a lot of fun. I guess he was giving away a lot of deals, and even Ian Saint picked up his first published Mannix cover, which I don't know what it was.
Oh wow!
But Ian said that he picked it up on the show last Friday. So hey, you never know what you're going to get when you tune into one of his shows. But yeah, here. Sorry, I got to find the right tab for that now too. Video file. There we go. And EXP me. Yes, we know Marcus. All right, here we go. Come on, doggone it, Nick Ferrucci. But I saw Nick Ferrucci made a slide for his show where he was like Indiana Jones. I just want to tell him, we did it first. Mike and I did it first back in 2021, the Bindiana Jones, bin dive show, which has
immortal.
It is immortal. That was one of the most fun times I had showing off Arts for Sale, I think. All right, I got the video queued up here, and it will play. And when we get back, we'll be back on track.
This Friday, I was about to say February 12th, December 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The Original Art Experience. It's going to be a good show. But before we get into that, hit that thumbs up wherever you're watching this promo. Make sure you're subscribed. If you have to subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed, and hit that bell for notifications. So, December 12th, stop thinking February, we have Silver Surfer 113 by Tom Grimberg. Oh my God, this is such a great page. It's like a quiet page, so to speak. Some of Tom Grimberg's best work. Then, early Foreigner and Silver Sable appearance. Spectacular Spider-Man 129. Great page. Oh my God. Then, talking about another great page, Hulk 319 by John Byrne. And you have, Rick Jones. I was about to say Bucky Barnes. You have Rick Jones, and you also have him at the bottom with all the heroes that he was teamed up with. The Hulk, Captain Marvel, Rom, Captain America. Such a great page. Oh my God. All right, then I have not had Ron Garney X-Men for a while, so I thought I would pull a few pages from X-Men 421. Page 13, page 17, page 22. Just great pages. Then we have Spider-Woman number 8 by Bagley with the Hulk fighting Spider-Woman. This is a great cover. Love the composition, love the look on Spider-Woman's face. A while ago, somebody asked me if I had any Mike Zeck. For some reason, I think they asked for thumbnails. I don't remember, but this is thumbnails to Legends of the DC Universe, Abon Sur Part 2. I'll show it during the show, but it's all thumbnails. Then we've sold the Stitch number 1 and number 2 covers by Jay Lee. I'm bringing 3 and 4. Then I don't know if I ever offered these for sale. I think I did. Nighthawk, Hyperion, not Wonder Woman. I can't believe I'm freezing on their name, but all Bagley. I think I'm going to offer these as a set, so I'm going to take a photo of them as a set. I'm going to bring back Leo Fernandez, X Factor 142, little bit of pre-Christmas pricing. Avengers 29, page 18 and 17. Maybe I should have did 17 and 18, but I do everything backwards. Walt Simonson, Blue Line Pencil, Scott Hanna inks, Gargoyles number 11 cover by Ken Hazer, and this is the homage to X-Men 340. Then we will have Star Wars Last Command by Rick Leonardi and Dan Green. We're going to have these cover roughs by John Romita Jr. And it'll be 2 days before John Cassaday's birthday. So John's birthday is on December... Oops. You know, I was trying to do something. I should never try and be clever because I always fail at it. It'll be 2 days before his birthday. And I'm going to show you guys a grail. I don't want to show it right now. I want you to tune in on the 12th. We're going to talk about John. And I'm putting his Lone Ranger cover in front of here. It's a cover by a different artist. Okay? I'm hiding it for a reason. This is a grail that I've had for a bit. And I wanted to wait to show it. I don't know why. Part of it is maybe it was a little hard to put up, but it ties in with John Cassaday, and I think it's a great way for me to talk about it, to remember John, and for us to have that conversation. So Friday, December 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the Original Art Experience. I look forward to seeing you there and to showing off my grail. So take care, everybody.
Yeah, that full screen thing with the share video that I don't use too often is very confusing. But so I saw in the chat somebody said he was selling $500 Mannix covers. How did we miss out on that, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know. I go out on Friday nights. I've actually talked to Nick about this directly.
Yeah, change your day.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad. Oh well. No, I didn't know. But congrats to everybody who picked up a $500 Mannix cover. I mean, that's crazy.
Less than a commission.
Yeah. Hey, look at our friend Chris Nork is Chris Nork. Chuck Arnold is in the chat reminding us how much he loves John Byrne.
John Byrne, yeah. I saw the Byrne Hulk page and I texted him and he like appeared.
It's funny. The other day we saw there was like a Marvel swimsuit thing, and immediately James Siegel was in the chat. It was like like magic. You say Marvel swimsuit and people appear. Yeah, exactly. All right, let me show my heritage picks here, and we can get on with things here. Where is this? Remove that and add this. Okay, and there's a John Byrne piece in here too, Chuck. Let's see here. This was a who was it by? It was a Val Samik's Kevin Conrad JLA Wildcats page. That was good action, right? For the time, I didn't read it.
Yeah.
There you go. The crossover you didn't know you needed, right there. Then this is a good page. Speaking of James, it's a Steve Epting X-Men Unlimited 11 splash. So it's got Rogue in it. I don't know. I was going to ask you. I didn't read X-Men Unlimited, so I have no idea. Where's Derek when we need him? But yeah, I have no idea who this character is. I guess I could read up on it, but I know that, hey, that's got to be Rogue right there.
Rogue,
we know that.
Yeah.
But nice Steve Epting splash. This is from 1996 too. So
early-ish Epting.
Yeah. But very nice, very nice. What did I put a bid on? I bid on something and I definitely did not share it. I've learned my lesson. No more. I got outbid immediately. I like tripled what the current bid was, and I was outbid.
Yeah.
I picked this one for our friend Marcus because he loves Larry Wells, talks about him all the time in the chat, and Larry Wells Wonder Woman. Marcus, look at it. You don't have to get the cherry Pop Tart. You can get a Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like cherry
color, no less.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of got a thigh gap without
big time thigh gap.
Yeah, interesting. Next up, what do we have? A Wally Wood, Two-Fisted Tales. I mean, everybody needs a Wally Wood in their collection, and maybe this one could be the one that you get. I know it's not Wonder Woman. Anyway, look, if you like dogs,
look at the characterization on the dog too. Wow.
Yeah, what is this? This is from 1952. 73 years old. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't own anything. I've never owned anything by Wally Wood, and I know a lot of collectors are like, yeah, I really got to get a Wally Wood. Well, this could be your starter page, unless I mean that boy, dog. I didn't realize the dog was
Yeah.
every panel when I was looking at it earlier. But yeah, there you go, Wally Wood, Two-Fisted Tales from the Korean War. Peter knows his art.
He knows his
Uh,
war for sure.
yeah. Oh, and then for those of you who like bad girl art, I guess I decided to show this piece off. A Diodato Jr. Purgatory. This is I guess probably was a title page because page 1 to Purgatory Goddess Rising, issue 3.
That's a bit of a James Siegel window there too.
That is true. That is true. Where is James? Have we seen him in the chat?
Now that we had these bad girl pieces up, maybe he'll pop in.
Yes, I think we have. I picked a bad girl piece as one of my picks too. So if he doesn't come in now, he'll come in with the pick. Then John Bolton, classic X-Men page, get Wolverine throughout the whole thing. I like
Ooh, that's
Bolton.
nice.
Yeah, it's always good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like that first panel. James is bidding, says Marcus. Is that true? There are 2 major auctions going on right now, everybody. We are in competition with Comic Link and Comic Connect. I heard the Cockrum X-Men page, I guess, went really well. I have no idea. Or maybe I don't know. If anybody was watching, let me know what the price, the final price was on that one, because I was kind of curious where that was going to go. Then Cassaday. Speaking of Cassaday, I picked this one just because, it's Cassaday, you get Darth Vader. What more do you need?
You also got, Bib Fortuna. You got a couple Gamorreans there. That's a nice page.
Yeah, Stormtroopers. Then Alex Saviuk. I picked this just for him, and then he didn't. He's not here today. But it is an OAX guest appearance, I guess. This Web of Spider-Man page. It is fun. Period stuff. Some fun action.
Demo Goblin.
Yeah, good Black Cat in there too. Yeah.
Looks like a Spawn pastiche.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Wow, very much so. Here's Derek. Derek says Rogue was being confronted by Mauler 1.
Okay.
And his last stand. Mauler 1. Wasn't Mauler the name of those? Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Derek. All right, 2 more here. Chris Pacciallo. Anyway, I could always pick something from Chris Pacciallo. Just looking at this alone, the composition is great, right? It's something unexpected. Not even filling the whole page. They cropped that off there. I don't know. Was it, why do it? But it probably wasn't for lettering or anything like that either. Just trying to come up with a cool composition. But this is from Spider-Man, Nonstop Spider-Man, which I did not read. No shock there. But yeah, nice Spidey page. Again, if you're in the market for something by Chris, this is a good one. And you like Spider-Man. Then last but not least, the John Byrne piece. This was from Alpha Flight 20. Yeah, Alpha Flight issue 20, page 7. So you get Aurora. I think this was the issue where she cut her hair or something and changed her costume. So maybe not the best look, but
I like that. I like that's the yellow and white.
Yeah.
Costume. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah. No, and you get Sasquatch in there. So, look, James did show up. He's to ask me about Berkey's Bachala. I did not. It's probably still available, James. I didn't have a chance to look up what was that? I don't even remember. I wrote it down. X-Men. What was that called? Wolverine and the X-Men. I've never heard of that, but it was Chris. It was a nice Bachala page that had Thor in kind of a third splash at the top. It was really a nice page, but I had, I want to at least have an understanding of the story before I buy it. Yeah, Wolverine and the X-Men. Right. I don't know. Why you're interested in it? Is that the case, James? Those are fighting words, man. All right. Let me go hide this screen here. Was it Jason Aaron? Okay. Oh, cool. Then it was probably good. All right. I still have to go look it up before I would even consider it.
It's fairly
Um,
modern. I mean, it's in the last, well, everything's fairly modern to me these days. Once I turned 50, it was like, oh, that was a couple years ago. And then everybody's like, that was like 15 years ago, dude.
Oh man, yes. All right, calf update time. Right, we can
All right.
dive into that since we're doing things out of order tonight. Let's see. This is for the period. It's easy, December 1st through the 7th, and dealers had a good week. I think what was it? Berkey. Well, the total figure was $623,000, and Berkey made up a sizable amount of that. 284,000. Glenn
Wow.
86,000. Felix 84,000. Albert 60,000. Anthony 48,000, Will 30,000, Comic Con Art 21,000. Man, we're in the wrong business, Chris. What were we thinking when we took our career paths? But hey, so a big week, and I can tell you that I know for a fact that I saw in the market data that Felix sold 2 books complete, one of them for $170,000. One of the books. The other book I think was either it might have been 70. I'm not sure, but either way, just in those 2 sales, at least $250,000 and 2 complete books that will be part of next week's dealer market data. But let's find out what the top 6 sales were from dealers this time around because I have no idea. All right, here we go. So again, the figure $623,620. First up, this is a Gene Colan Daredevil 32 cover, and it's large art too. Went for $88,000 as the asking price, sold by Ramita Man. Then sold by Glenn, this Detective 413 cover by Neil Adams. That is not the right price on it though, because the right price was actually $65,000. I'll have to have a talk with Ashton on that one. But this is the right price. John Romita Sr., $42,000 on this Captain America 177 cover, and was sold by Berkey. Then we have Incredible Hulk. What is this? This is issue 30, and this one went for $24,000. I don't think that's got to be a complete book, I would assume, but it was listed as cover. Then a Ditko Tales to Astonish 38 page. This was sold by Berkey for $22,000. And then last but not least, this was sold by Felix. The cover to DC All In Special, issue 1 by Nick Dragata. $20,000 on that one right there.
Double cover.
Yep. So yeah, big week for the dealers that we work with. Remember, the market data only encompasses dealers whose sites we host and whose sales are verified. Then they have to mark their stuff as sold when it's live in our shared inventory. If they were to like turn something off or make it not sold and then mark it as sold on their side, we don't know anything about it. The only sales that we can track are the ones that are accurately were in our inventory when they were marked sold. So you can take even these numbers with a grain of salt. The numbers are probably always going to be a little bit higher than what we're showing, but these are the ones that we can show based on how the dealers manage their inventories. All right, what do we got next? We got the auction houses. Auction houses, they had a big week. There were, I think, two specialty auctions that went on with Heritage last week. One was a Garfield one, another Davis auction, which I think maybe went for 40,000 or something like that. But the big one was that I think the Signet book illustration auction that was from one seller that many of you have probably met the gentleman, but they didn't put his name on it, so I won't mention it. But it did really well. There were some fantastic pieces in it, and I think it went for like north of like $380,000 on about 80 pieces in it. So yeah, it was a lot of gorgeous stuff in there. But so they skewed the numbers a bit. Total sales for auction houses last week was 780,000, up from 504,000 the week before. Top 3 sales from eBay first. And I hate to say I did not verify these, so some of these might have been make offers. This is a Bill Griffith. I mean, clearly Griffith's work from something called Yao number 1. was listed as $9,500 as a sale, which seems high. So my guess is this had to have been a make offer, but I have no idea what Bill Griffith's market is. This is a Tyler Kirkham Holiday Art Package was the title of the lot. Looks like a cover to me. $4,300 was the price on that. And then this one, this is got to be the right price because I think this thing had like 80 bids on it. Jim Mooney, Thundercats #1, page 3, went for $3,750 to some lucky buyer. Then over on Heritage, you got this Gil Kane, Klaus Janson What If issue 3 page, and this one went for $10,625. Nice Iron Man and Hulk battle. Then, oh, here we go. This was it. It was a Mike Diodato. This is for James. This is a Purgatory Goddess Rising issue 2 page 1 splash that went for $6,000. Boy, surprise, surprise. Then Johnny Craig, EC Comics. This was an advertising painting. I'm not quite clear on why it had the 2 images side by side. I didn't have a chance to read up on that, but that was $4,500. What do you think of that Thundercats sale, though, Chris?
I mean, it's time. Like Thundercats nostalgia is high.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's very, 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 very true.
If you're sitting on your Star Comics pages now, now is the time to list those babies.
There you go. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, but it's like, but it is of the era, right? I don't know if we'd see a He-Man-ish page, or something, hit that, but well, you never know. But let's see, what was this? Rich Danny says that was a Bill Leach zine, the Yow #1 that had Bill Griffith's work in it. Okay, but yeah, I apologize for not having the time to go back and check and see if those were make offers or not. They could have been. Oh, there you go. James says there were 3 Thundercats #1 pages auctioned back to back. Interesting. Did you get one, James? Let's see. I want to see it end up on CAF. I bet there's not a lot of Thundercats, art on CAF. It's just a guess.
Maybe more modern stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they all went too high for James's blood. Okay, but you're in it. Cool. All right. Yeah, $3,750 for that. All right, man. You ready to do some art talking?
You bet.
All right.
Let's go.
Get the right screen up here. There we go. It was a good week. I mean, everybody's still posting a lot of art. I would assume you would agree that it's been there was a lot more art that, we're still at like 8,500 pieces, in the last 30. That's a lot of stuff going up on CAF. How about those Dynamite Thundercats covers? I don't watch the Friday shows, Marcus, so I'm not familiar with those.
That's what I was saying. I mean, I've seen a few of, Dynamite pieces of art for Thundercats, but granted, I don't go looking for it either, but those Star Comics thing, I mean, you don't see a lot of that, period. Masters of the Universe, the DC, Masters of the Universe, like that's pretty scarce stuff.
Yeah, very true. Tom let us know that the X-Men page went for 115. Michael got it. Which Michael? Was that would have been Michael Lovitz? I have no idea who got it. But let us know. Inquiring minds want to know. That's cool. That's a decent price for that page. Could have maybe done a little more, I guess. I don't know. He loves his first appearances. Okay. Well, let's take a look at some art. Not a big scan to get us started.
No.
Chuck Patton penciled Blue Beetle page.
Don't get to talk about Chuck Patton enough. I am a fan. He did a lot of my one of my favorite Justice League runs, which was the Detroit League. This is around that same time when Blue Beetle had his solo title, and I had all of these. This is a nostalgia pick for me, but I think as much as anything, that lower left panel where Beetle's being hit by whatever Kronos is hitting him with there is just such good. I mean, the anatomy is so good. The expression on his face is so tight. I just, more than anything, Chuck Patton is underappreciated, is what I want to say.
Right. I mean, we do not talk about Chuck Patton here too often, I don't think. Well, no, I think it's a great page too. And it's funny. Clearly that the lower left panel is totally cool. And what's caught my eye as a
Yeah.
thumbnail when I was going through CAF the other day as well. And there too. So Kenneth Gagnon got one of the Thundercats pages. Long ago. I'm sorry. Who was it? Oh, Matt Ballmer was the one who got one of the Thundercats auctions that were up there. The second.
Cool.
Awesome. Congrats, Matt. That's but then I guess we can guarantee that piece will end up on CAF once it's in your hands. That's wonderful. And this is in the collection of Nicholas Gear, a new member to CAF.
Cool.
Right?
Okay.
Awesome. Well, congrats to Nicholas for picking that piece up. Let me get my like on there. All right. Next up, this is in Myron Tate's CAF gallery. I think Myron has a very decent collection, and I think wasn't Myron at one of the shows this weekend. I don't recall if it was the one that Jiggy was at or if it was the one that Tulio was at, but I feel like I saw his picture online.
Singapore and Japan were going on at the same time. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, and I know that the one in Japan, Tom Layton was hanging out at that one as well.
Yeah.
I know he posted several pictures from his eventful time there. I saw him give Frank Miller a big hug. I think he was Jim Lee, and I don't know who else he ran into. I forget. There were several pictures. He was as Bob is what is wont to do. He likes to go out and schmooze. But yeah, I should let everybody know we're gonna get some. Where in the world is Bob Layton? He is actually going to be doing a new world tour. He won't be coming to OAX this year. He's got, I think he's got like a dozen stops planned over the next 3 or 4 months. So we'll be doing, we'll have him on the shows on the beginnings of some CAF updates in the near future while he embarks on his new world tour. Yes. All right. So this was a DK Ruan, correct? Yes. All right. Click on there.
I've been noticing DK is like kind of pushing in a different direction, and I think this is a good example of kind of like what he's been doing lately, which I like a lot. This like mark making or this whatever he's trying to do, he's doing it very well, and I have a hard time like necessarily pinning down like an influence or anything that he's kind of like driving at, which I like. If you're striking out in a new direction, I think that's great for any artist. He's clearly like evolving his style. I like the graphic element in the back, which I think is supposed to be, like splattered blood. It adds a lot, it adds a cool visual weight to kind of the other side of the piece and makes for a lot more interesting composition. But, I think more than anything, I just wanted to like highlight the fact that like he's doing something different.
And you mean like from a line quality standpoint and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, because I do think of a different style when I think of DK's work. So no, this is I haven't seen the other pieces that would make you see a trend, but I assume they must have been posted to CAF, or are you seeing it on their socials?
Like Instagram, yeah.
Okay. Well, very nicely done. Congrats to Myron on that pickup. Then next up, this is in, let's see, who's CAF gallery? And Kyle S. All right. And what is, oh my goodness, Andrew McLean. This is Satanic Panic.
Yeah, so it's cool to see Andrew work on a Big 2 project. Most of this is Swamp Thing, and if you scroll down, you will see why I picked this. Not that I love Andrew McLean, but that's not the main reason. Swamp Thing's got a gun.
Oh my gosh, that needs to be on a T-shirt. That's awesome! Right? Holy crap, that's great! Wow, that's funny because I looked at this image a couple times after you sent it, and I actually never scrolled down. I only saw it, from about right here up, and man, that's unbelievable. I love that. Man, something with a gun is crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, a big fan of Andrew McLean. I think his style is so singular. Again, it's tuber bullets. Yeah. He has so much fun. Like all of his art is so, it's intricate in its own way. It's cartoony in its own way. But he really like plays around with kind of like the format of things. He plays around with like the lighting, like where his inking technique. it's just, it's always fun to look at his art. And I think there's a lot to be said for an artist where, you're always like, oh yeah, you just like automatically get into it as soon as you see it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to love in this piece. Wow. I mean, that just the way, this Wolfman character is drawn. I love it. I mean, it's
I think it's
nighttime.
John
I mean, it's
Constantine.
really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even catch that. Holy man, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, I love stuff like this. Things that kind of, that clearly catch your eye,
hmm
bring you joy. Every day you own a piece like this.
Right? Yeah, it's just super fun.
Wow. All right. Well, I got my like on that one. Well, congrats to Kyle. That's a great score.
I would own that
Um,
one in a heartbeat.
You have a Gary Gianni piece. We don't think we talk about him too much either. So this is a published pinup, I'm guessing. It says Star Wars Tales from
Yeah.
Mos Eisley. Go
And
zoom
when you
in
talk
on it.
about Gary, I mean, talking about line quality, I mean, this is the guy, right? When you talk about line quality, that's pretty much what he does. So it has this to me is, it's Star Wars, but it feels like a chapter header illustration for a Lovecraft novel because it's being done by Gary Gianni. So I just thought putting him on Star Wars material was so, I don't want to say risky because he's so good. He's gonna nail whatever you choose him to draw, but
Mhm.
it's not something you would think of, I feel like, when you think about Star Wars.
No. Yeah. Just, yeah, I love this.
Yeah. It gives it a pulpy, classic sci-fi feel, which Star Wars has in spades, but I just feel like a lot of people don't associate it with that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Wow. This is great. I didn't see this one until I got your list. I don't know how I missed it, but fantastic. Let's see. And Christopher Swanson is the owner of this one. Well, congrats, Christopher. Let's see here. Oh, this one. Yeah, I saw this one. I probably would have picked this one too. Dennis Cowan, absolute Batman cover. It's just cool seeing Dennis's take on it. I mean, his style
Yeah.
so fits the character.
Right.
And then I mean, and he really went to town on this. I mean,
Yeah,
he
it's
put a lot of.
gritty, it's angular. I mean, it's not too disparate from his current take on when you see him do the question. So
Mhm.
stylistically, it really lines up with what you expect to see from him. And Absolute Batman, I feel like, is one of those characters that artists seem to have a ton of fun drawing. And I feel like, this from Cowan, this looks like he enjoyed himself.
Definitely. And that's Shem. That's not me. It says awesome cover too. So did number one Marvel fan. And a whoa from Goo. Yeah, no, I when I saw this one, it's perfect. I mean, Dennis's
Yeah.
style fits so well, and I think just like you said, I mean, a lot of artists have had a lot of fun working on the character. Daniel Warren
And,
Johnson.
Nick Dragata
Dennis
is
Rizzi.
doing there's gaps in the run, right, where they're inserting guest artists, and I'm this this would make me lobby for Dennis to get an arc.
Definitely. Yeah. Somebody get him on the phone.
Yeah.
Raw and scratchy, says Marcus. Okay. Is that you had to have left a comment, right? Oh, there you go. Marcus was the first one to get one in there. So was Shemp. Man, hey, very
All
good.
right.
Corey Rust. Anyway, all right. So where we and that was in Francis's calf gallery. Francis, I mean, we had him on one. He's like kind of rejiggered his collection over the last 18 months. He had to focus early on when he was new to the hobby, and now he's kind of mixing it up. But when he was talking about mixing it up, I wondered if that meant he was going to be moving on, had enough. But no, clearly has not moved on. Just rejiggered. That's what my father used to say. Come on, don't you know what I'm talking about, Rich Danny's? Don't give me a hard time. All right. Darwin Cook. I was going to pick this one too, and then you sent it in. This is in Ron S's Calf Gallery. We just had that great interview with Ron last week, but just that first panel, I mean, is
Yeah.
fantastic. And then the second panel is great by itself too. But I mean, I love just the fight scene in that first panel. It's just so it's just kind of epic. You know, with the architecture behind it, it just kind of pulls it all together, and then you just get all these the characters just all over the place, and it's just exactly what you
really
want.
layered. I mean, there's something happening, across, that entire panel, obviously, but like he got great separation between everything. Like sometimes I feel like a really open, clean line style like this, it's more difficult to achieve that like visual depth because it is really, you're more quote unquote two-dimensional, right? Like the way that the figures are drawn and the way that things are laid out typically, but not here, right? I mean, there's a very visible foreground, midground, background. To your point, like we didn't even really get to see Darwin do a ton of backgrounds, but
Right.
they're really nice here.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, this is just amazing, and I didn't realize. I looked at the Cassaday stuff, but I didn't. I really was only looking at John's work in it. I wasn't really looking to see like what his collected pieces were when I was scanning the auction, because I was just like, what cool pieces might come out of that he had worked on. So I didn't know this was part of that, but wow, I'm glad it ended up with Ron. He, as we know, he's a buyer now, not a seller, so it's going to stay with him for a while. This is an interesting piece. Now Harry Grant Dart. So, when I saw this image originally, I mean, it looks modern, right? I mean, it looks like it was just done last week.
Could be digital.
I thought that exact same thing when I saw the thumbnail, and then I was shocked because I mean, again, it's in Peter's cast, so you don't think like, okay, that didn't make any sense. So I had to go look at it too. But this is just it's the detail is phenomenal. I mean, the way the lighting is handled, the spotlights, how
The lighting's the whole deal for me.
it is, yeah. Oh my gosh! I mean, I didn't actually click to zoom in just to look at the detail. I looked at it from here, and I mean, you look at that. It's just so well done. This has got to be a striking piece to see in person.
I would love to. I would love to see this in person. And like the, I guess there's no great way to say this, but the depth of the waves.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just I don't know, like there is so much on here to look at, but there's also like it's just really like an instant mood as soon as you look at it. There's like an element of like fear in it, like that like this is happening in the middle of the night, and like how often do you even see war illustration that's taking place in the middle of the night? I feel like this is a one-time thing on some level. Like I'm hard pressed to like search the memory banks for another nighttime combat image.
No, I've never seen anything like it. And just compositionally with the searchlights, it's unbelievable. Yeah, Peter, if you bring a portfolio, this would be one piece I'd love to see. If you could bring it to OAX, I'd be thrilled.
How big is it?
Yeah, maybe you can't bring it. Let us know, Peter. But I do. I think this is one of the coolest pieces that I've seen. I mean, we all love art, looking at art, but I've just never seen anything like it. And the tonal quality of the night sky, it just, the blending there is just so well done. I mean, that's why I thought the same as you, man. When I saw the thumbnail, I thought this was a digital piece. I had no idea.
And like the time this was created, he wasn't like busting out a bunch of photo reference or, I mean, a lot of this is like just out of thin air.
It's too big.
I just had a feeling it was massive.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Peter, maybe one day we can do a Peter Rowe, war corner of the of the special galleries at OAX. I think we're pretty booked for 2026, but maybe one day. I mean, because I would love to see this piece in person, and we already know you have a fantastic war collection. So anyway, wow. But it's 16 by 24, framed at 27 by 34.
It's incredible. This might be my favorite thing that you own, Peter.
And you're right, Peter. I could visit Peter, but I mean, this is something I'd want to share. I'd want to share in the experience of seeing this piece with many of you in person. But yeah, congrats, Peter. Unbelievable. You post a lot of artwork, every week, but this one was fantastic. All right, but this is changing gears here, right? This
I don't think about the order, Bill. I just I call them as I see them.
Character designs from Jim Cheung.
Yeah, I'm a not shy about being a Jim Cheung fan.
Yeah.
I really, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't take too much notice of him until Young Avengers. And I have to believe a lot of people, kind of came to him from that. Across Gen, obviously, but I wasn't really into any of those titles. And he was on a fantasy book, which does nothing for me. But Young Avengers was really, I was taken aback by, how good he is, how technical he is, how detailed, how clean, all the things that we love about Jim Cheung. And I love process pieces. So seeing Jim Cheung doing character designs, this thing just leapt off the screen at me. I was like, I gotta pick this.
It's cool. I love Jim's work too, and it was probably the same time period where I was like, wow, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
And who are we? Oh, Joseph Lepore. I don't recognize their avatar. Cyclops on a skateboard. Okay, I love it. But a 6-year member of CAF. Well, thanks for being a member, and thanks for posting this artwork, Joseph. Very cool. And thanks for that avatar too. We need more Cyclops on CAF any way we can get them.
On skateboards.
On skateboards. Shannon Slayton, a Tim Truman scout. Oh my gosh, yeah, this one was so awesome. I mean, the middle panel for me is, I would have picked this piece too.
Yeah, the staging of each of the panels does so much for the pacing. It's a shot by shot, beat by beat. There's no conversation taking place, but there is a conversation taking place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Truman's technical drawing has always been terrific. It's on good display here. But yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like War Shaman is the best that he did on Scout, and this is a great page from a great series.
Wow, it's beautiful. I saw Rick Welch even commented. We know he's a huge Tim Truman fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, third panel is it, but yeah, it's gorgeous top to bottom. I mean, but yeah, just looking at the cross hatching work in here, that's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And
the brushwork too. I mean, yeah,
definitely. I mean, definitely using some white paint to kind of get the edge on here on some of the stuff. Now it's a gorgeous page. Yeah, I still don't have a Tim Truman piece in my.
Me neither. I keep telling myself I want a Grimjack, and then I see something like this, and I'm like, "Ooh, do I want something from War Shaman?"
I think you picked something from this book before. I haven't read this. But I feel like we've. I mean, any like you just said, anything. This is the prime period for you with Truman work.
Yeah, it absolutely.
Wow, that's a beautiful one. Congrats, Shannon. I love this page. Oh yeah. See, and you stole my graphic, my show graphic.
So
2 out of 3 weeks now.
I have a habit with you. 2 out of 3 weeks. 2 out of 3 weeks. I'm adopting a new protocol, which is that I'm going to go to YouTube on Monday morning before I start doing my picks, and I'm going to see what the show graphic is, and then I'm not going to pick it.
Okay. Now this is in Duke Fleet's CAF Gallery, everybody. Duke, who I believe will be at OAX this year, so many of you have not gotten the chance to meet him in person. You'll get to meet him at OAX. He's been branching out from his #1 groove fan lifestyle that he led early in his collecting days. This was just such a crazy image. I mean, it hit me when I saw it last week, and that's why I knew I was going to use this image for the show graphic, because I didn't know what this was from, but
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. I love the perspective on it.
Yeah.
I mean, and then just like giant robot holding its own hand, or a hand of another robot. It's like, what? And then you start scanning the cityscape, and some characters, or the proportions are all off. I mean, I was interested looking at this image from every spot, whether it was a character on the rooftop or in the shop, back to the robot. I couldn't get enough of this thing.
I know. Yeah, and the tones, like there's not a lot of color here, but it's just, flat tones. He uses it to really back out the background and bring in the midground. And the aftermath of the mech battle is kind of ancillary to like the overall piece. But it's cool, it's there. It's obviously something he wanted you to look at, because he really slaved over those, the details on the mechs, and there's some color there. So it's clearly meant to be a focal point. But one of the things I think I like the most about this is it's not the focal point. Like, you don't necessarily, the piece isn't necessarily about the two like downed robots. It's kind of, it's an aggregate. Like, everything on this piece is interesting.
Yep. I mean, right now, I could go back and just start, what's this dude doing up here on the rooftop? All this.
Right.
I got sucked into this thing, and I can do it all over again. It's just crazy. I mean, look,
And
I
you're the perspective too, man, dead on. I mean, that Rich called it out, but the 3-point perspective, like working down, like, is so visually interesting just on its own. Like, that does a lot of the heavy lifting on this piece.
Yep. Gosh, yeah. So Duke did really well on this. This is just so cool. I mean, I'm like noticing stuff I didn't see before either. God. And you're right about. Look at. I didn't even see the ape in the background before.
There's a polar bear on the roof with a machine gun.
Okay, I didn't see that either.
Right? That might be. Is that one of the Super Saiyan? Like, is that a Dragon Ball gorilla in the background? Because I think it's got a big tail.
Yeah. What? I was wondering why a gorilla would have a tail. I have no idea. Oh, look, there's like a Godzilla right there. See, look at this. This is great. Yeah. I love this. Well, I mean, Duke, man, I don't know how you find something like this, but I'm glad you posted it to CAF. I know that it got a lot of attention. I think a lot of people, a lot of views last week.
It's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. And again, there's a little crank, the wind up. I mean, this is just, I love it.
And where's the rest of the blue robot?
I was wondering that as well.
Atomized?
Yep. Anyway, wow. Okay, I didn't even put a like on it. That's criminal. 29 comments. There you go. 29 likes. So, man, see, that doesn't happen too often. Usually likes dominate comments, but when you get that many comments on a piece, you got something worth commenting on.
And this is 7 years old. I want to know what Dong Ho Kim is up to now.
All right, here I'm putting a link in the chat to this piece, and I'm going to click on Dong Ho Kim and see if what else we get to see. Well, here's something in Carl Choi's CAF gallery. Let's see. Looks highly detailed. Oh my God.
Wow.
All right. Who is Dong Ho Kim? I have no idea, but look at this stuff. This is great.
I mean, you want to say Jeff Darrow, but it's way more open than that stylistically. It's really, it's that like contour, that clean like contour line drawing.
Yep.
All those
right, and
guys, like, they all kind of like had this same set of influences. Like it had like a studio kind of element to it or feel to it, like in how they drew.
Yeah.
There's a big Air Jordan on the roof of that building.
Like right. Well, that's the thing I like is him playing with just the different sizes on things. I mean, these characters are that are too big for the space, too small. Yeah, and he does the same kind of thing here where he's highlighted the this area with the figures in color to
Yeah.
draw your attention into it, and then the rest is all loose. I mean, this
The Uber
yeah.
Eats carrier pigeon is great.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to learn more. So at least what is this? We have 8 pieces on the site, and Sid Lean has 2. Everybody else is a single piece. Iron Man. Oh, an Iron Man. Let's see. I feel like we
I
saw
remember this.
I remember this too. This was a pick. I think this was
Yeah.
from a couple years back.
Yep.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so we've seen him before. All right. Gonna have to learn a little bit more. Did Darrow and Aragones have a kid? Yeah, it's a little bit
Not
different.
a bad call out there.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I'd love to see some of this work in person. It's got to oh, yeah. All right. Those are your picks. Now we
Well
can do
done.
mine. Okay, what do we got here? I am starting off in Rob's Cafe Gallery, and it's not no Cosmic Ghost Rider or anything like that. Just another Alex Ross added to his collection.
Just another Alex Ross.
I know, just another. But yeah, again, this was cool. I thought that handling it like God, I didn't even notice this guy's staring into my soul like Jim Carrey.
I think that must be Maximus.
I have no idea. Wow. I mean, yikes. Yeah, he's peering into off the cover. That's crazy.
He's like breaking the fourth wall right there.
I don't like that. I'm feeling uncomfortable now. I don't know how Rob's gonna hang this one on his wall.
I don't like that.
Yeah. But okay, everything beyond all that, brilliant piece. Love the colors on this one. I feel like I remember seeing Rob's. Rob had a Doctor Strange cover at his house when we were visiting it during Hero. And I mean, this is just it was super colorful, lots of detail in it, and I can see this being like a really nice complementary Alex Ross piece. If you're going to have 2, those 2 together go really well.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
It's so rich. I mean, man.
Definitely. No, I mean, Rob, this very great pickup. Even with that guy like staring right at me like that. That's but it's cool. I mean, I love it. I love it. Hey, Jiggy's done with his interview, or maybe he's still in his interview and he's just got extra time on his hands right now. He's probably done.
He's running 2 screens. When you're an art magnate, you got to be running 2 screens.
That he is art magnate. Yeah, that's his new title. I want that on a business card. Oh man! All right, so Mikhail is next, and here we go. This is that sequential piece that Mikhail picked up. This was the OAX pickup, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Do you remember it that way, Chris?
I think so.
I think so too. But he finally got it framed, and that is why I had to show it. I mean, obviously it's Mannix. We always love
the
Mannix.
framing that does it.
Yeah, I'll see, and I got to open this in. It's too big. Let me go like this. There we go. It's the reveal around the corner. I mean, that's just too fun. I mean, I have never seen anything like this.
That makes a room.
It does, yeah, without question. I when you see that, it makes you think. My game is not strong,
right?
He had to really put some thought into this, and
somebody's going to imitate it because when somebody does something like this, you're like, I need that. I gotta have that.
Right, or I gotta you try to top it. I mean, but the thing is, it just works so well with Mannix, his whimsical approach to these sequential pieces that we've got to see him do over the years. I mean, this is the appropriate treatment for this piece.
Yes.
I mean, you're like, I'm going to make sure that I share this in the world with the same fun and creativity that the artist had putting it together. And I can't think of something that's as exemplary as that. I mean, we all like to have artwork displayed in our homes, but this is kind of taking it to a whole new level. And
I've never seen this before in a home, in a gallery. Like, I've never seen somebody turn the corner.
Right. No, never. I want to go. I want to go to his house. I'm gonna make a trip to Massachusetts so I can go see this thing in person the way it was put up there. But
the real upside is it will never be crooked.
That is true.
It cannot be crooked.
Yep.
Yeah.
How does that frame even work? I know I was kind of curious about that as as well, Noel. I'm like, how did because it's how did he get the corner with the well, whatever it is, probably plexiglass. I'm assuming that. Well, but who knows? No, he probably has it framed. I don't know. That's why I want to know. It drives
He
me
was
nuts
in the
when I look
chat.
at
He had
it.
to leave, the dingus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did send him the link. I about an hour ago,
Tried.
I emailed him saying, hey, if you're free, come on during my segment.
He's too
So
busy to be lauded for his creativity. That's how busy ML is.
ML has done so much for our community. I mean, he was the guy that taught me how to frame, how to package artwork.
Yep.
I mean, he's created overlays for many
He
of
taught
us.
me how to love.
Oh my gosh, the man, he's a giver. And he
Yeah.
organizes the Elfster that we do with the gift exchange. The man, yeah, we love you, Mikhail. You've made East Coast ML falls asleep early. It's special.
Sure. For
We
sure.
didn't know how good we had it when he lived on the West Coast because he could hang out with us till midnight.
Yeah, but
That's
then he'd
probably
go eat dinner at some obscenely late time. He'd be like, "You're eating dinner at 9 p.m.? Who are you? Are you in Spain? Are you going clubbing after this?"
Oh man, but I'll be honest, Mikhail has given back so much to the calf community, to the
Oh yeah.
hobby. I mean, for those who, who've taken the time to just see the things that he's done for all of us. I mean, he's affected every one of us, whether, it was directly or indirectly. Uh, I'm so happy to have him as a friend and just somebody that we can always kind of rely on to just make us better people because he just does so many cool things. Remember when he made the Galactus helmet? That was, I mean, geez, just little things like that
Yep.
that he's done over the years that yeah, I mean
I think he was
many of you in the
responsible for the Marcus Way standee too.
that's there you go. Right,
Mhm.
exactly. There's yeah. So thank you, Mikhail. You're not here, but we all love you, and just keep being you, man, because you're one hell of an asset to everything that goes on around us here.
Amen.
All right. Next up, this was in Mr. Husa's Calf Gallery,
Almost like
right?
this.
Let's see, Jason. Yeah, this is Frank Cho, classic image, right? I mean, I didn't read his description because I've been a little busy this week, but gee, he's got some good pieces in his calf gallery.
Oh God, yeah.
He's picked up a few hitch pieces that that he had to like extend himself on because they were really good. But I mean, he has a really good eye, and
Yep.
this has always been like one of my. I always like Frank's work. I mean, he's just an excellent draftsman,
Oh God,
and
yeah.
and
His anatomy is second to no one.
exactly. I
The
do read
textures on the
descriptions
moon.
sometimes, Marcus.
I
But
mean, yeah.
yeah, and like James just said there, you don't see too many Frank Cho interiors. That's totally true. I mean, he's always doing covers for DC and whatnot.
Mhm.
But again, this is just a memorable image, and I love it. I mean, he's doing stuff that I mean, definitely with I can't think of like when he's done like the like blacks for a background. I mean, he had to do it here, but because we're so used to this kind of Frank Cho work, just
Mhm.
beautiful, crisp line work for his faces and anatomy. I just feel like this is just fun. The moon isn't just cross hatching. There's tonal work in here as
Yeah.
well. I mean, I think he's probably going to be forever working on those oil paintings that he shows off on his social medias. But
Yeah.
I have to think
King
that when he
Kong
did
and the Grand
King Kong,
Canyon.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've been looking at that for 10 years,
Right.
and I don't know if it's changed much. But you see a piece like this, and you know that he was really into it to
Yeah.
put that much effort into it. And it's an interior page. It's something that, uh, yeah, we don't get too often. So wonderful piece, Jason. Congrats for adding it to your calf gallery.
Yep.
I love it. Next up. Oh, this was fun. Jeff Singh. Yeah, Jeff Singh. I mean, I had no idea. I didn't think this was in Jeff Singh's cap gallery. I just saw the image and I was like, I've always said I love the face-off covers, right?
Mhm.
From Marvel and DC history, and so that's what caught my eye initially with this piece, not knowing at all what it was from or who the owner was. And again, it's an artist named Willie Pepper. Never
Mhm.
heard of him. Protectors 17. Don't know anything about it. But Jeff Singh says best '90s cover ever. Um, I don't know anything about it, but it's just I love I love face-off covers, but battle scenes like this are they're just fun. I mean, all these characters. I mean, again, it's just like the classic stuff. You got to keep the characters kind of forward facing. There's no way they could be running at each other like this, but they are, in the scene. So, okay, he says his write-up was hilarious. I didn't read it. All right, I'm already gonna say it right now. I didn't read it. But the word Grail gets thrown around too much. But when it comes to peak '90s comic art renaissance, this might be a serious contender. Who can forget the power team up of Willie Pepper and Scott Reed on this book? Both were household names by this point in the game. All right, now I'm gonna have to read it.
Firmly in cheek.
Oh my God! And he finishes it by saying, "I think the CAF 2025 Best of Cover contest is over now. No need for anyone else to enter." Okay. All right. I'm sorry I didn't read that originally. I think it's great. Whatever this is from.
Here's the thing: is the description, ironically, will make this a contender.
Uh-huh.
Because how we all operate.
Oh yeah. Right. Oh, without question. Without question. Charles Holbert says add a few more pouches and it would be the ultimate '90s cover. Wow. Who was a fan of Willie? All right, you guys are making me. I have to do it. Willie Pepper.
This is like
one and done.
There you go.
One and done. Willie Pepper.
What more? You don't need anything else.
No, he was done. One masterpiece was all he needed, right there.
Go out on top, right?
My goodness. I hope it's so rare.
It's so rare, right?
Oh man. All right. Well, congrats, Jeff. We're used to a different kind of caliber or class of work from Jeff, but this is wonderful. A wonderful addition.
The level and the quality of this piece make me wonder, like, is this Jeff Singh's swan song? Like, is he done now?
And I want to know why
Pepper. Is this his Willie Pepper?
Yeah, his Willie Pepper moments. Okay, now there you go. This needs to be there's a hashtag here, hashtag Willie Pepper now. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I just want a bigger scan of this too, because it isn't a big scan. This is like 800 pixels tall, Jeff. So when you get a chance, give us a better scan of this one. Okay, this next one I picked because it's Kirby and it's just fun Kirby. I mean, when I saw the thumbnail, what's that?
Go back.
Oh gosh, Rick Welch. I need a glass of milk for my eyes. Well, speaking of eyes, yeah, when I saw this thing, I laughed out loud. I mean, it's just fun stuff.
This was all of us when we saw that cover. Right.
I guess these pieces work perfectly following one another. And I hate to say it, if those of you who have fallen prey to, I open a lot of tabs in Chrome or throughout my day for just the dumb stuff that I'm doing for work or whatever. And Chrome at some point had put this dang option where, like, when you right click on a link, it came in after between new tab and new window, and it was called split screen. And son of a bitch, I was hitting that every single time the last 2 days, hitting the split screen thing, and it sucked because it literally split the screen with 2 windows on it, and I was completely confused. But if you Google it, you can remove it, so it's never an option again, because I kept accidentally doing it, and it was so frustrating. So if any of you out there are suffering from this Chrome split screen thing, it irritated me to no ends for a whole 24 hours, and I finally got rid of it. But back to this Kirby piece. Fun loving. I mean, I love everything about it. I love the lettering on it, the quick trick. I mean, it's just cool. But Machine, with his eyes just bulging out of his head like that, perfect.
This Machine Man stuff, he was just like, it just had an air of like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna have his eyes like popping a foot out of his head. It's gonna look cool. I mean, he just like, it was like so late and so, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, unimportant. You know, it had to be unimportant to editorial and, you know, like whatever. And I just think that's how he treated it. And I think that's why it's so fun. I think it's why it's loved.
Absolutely. And Joe Murray's in the chat too. Congrats, Joe. This is such a fun piece. It really is. I absolutely love it. But his eyes pop out like telescopes. Oh gosh, that's so good. And a nice signature there by Jack too underneath the Quick Trick logo. But yeah, great piece. Absolutely here. Now I've got my like on it.
And how many people can say they have a Kirby splash? A title splash.
That's so true. So true. Yeah, and again, it's Royer inks on this thing, so it just makes it, you know, all the more special. Feels true, accurate Kirby. No, great pickup, Joe. Fantastic. Charles Holbert said he got to draw Machine Man for the first time as a mystery sketch. Cool, Charles. Awesome, man. Let's see, where are we going to next? So I just picked this one because I just thought it was funny, like the Green Giant. It's a Kubert cover from Beyond the Unknown. It just made it, too many things were making me laugh or were striking me in a funny way. But the Green Giant coming down and squashing cars and making people run around. I mean, Joe Kubert probably, you know, has drawn a lot of things in his career, but you know, the Jolly Green Giant coming down the beanstalk for a cover. Probably this is his Willie moments, I guess.
He
right?
might have rolled his eyes.
He might, right? Exactly. He's like, "Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it." But
Rick Welch is on a roll. Calf plus.
in rare form tonight, Rick Welch.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. My goodness. Yeah. That's so good. Anyway, it made me smile. And who are we in here? Who's oh, Hyger. I didn't even know it was Hyger's piece. I loved it when I saw it. Congratulations, Hyger. I mean, this is a conversation starter right here.
It is wild.
It is. It definitely is. All right, where are we gonna? I got 5 more pieces to look at. Tony Daniel. I don't pick Tony Daniel stuff. He's a very good draftsman. I just really loved kind of the juxtaposition of the Flying Graysons with the family on the his on the left.
Origins.
Right, exactly. It's 2 origins, and I really like the way he handled the cape. I mean, it's just fun, kind of a collage image. I mean, these kinds of things are kind of tough to pull off, but I think the composition is sound. I really thought that Tony did a great job on this one. So
is this in Daryl R's gallery?
It is. Yes, it is. I didn't even know. Let's see. Let me go like on that. So congrats, Daryl R, and your Batman collection. Yeah, no, I really do like this piece a lot. You can do Batman, you know, with and mess around with his cape in lots of different ways. This almost has a Stingray kind of vibe going, you know, with it, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know, but anyways, congrats, Daryl. Where's next? There was a couple cool 2008 pieces. Yeah, I thought the other one I forget was almost as good, but this was just so much better. Let me open it in a new tab so you can look at it. Carlos Esquera, but it's funny. I mean, I love. I mean, the whole thing is gorgeous, but and then I chose this one just for the last panel. I love the way that he did the lighting in the background here with the 3 lights pointing at you, because everything else is, of course, stunning and awesome like you would want. But yeah, just the way he did the backgrounds on this last panel, I was like, all right, this is the piece I'm picking, because there was another piece that I don't know if it was in a square piece or not, but either way, awesome. Wouldn't you love to have this in your collection?
Oh, absolutely. Esquera is like, I mean, there's a litany of great Judge Dredd artists, right? But like, he's kind of, I think for a lot of people, he's the guy, you know, for a bunch of obvious reasons. But you know, he he arguably is the most influential, you know, artist on Dredd.
Right.
Dredd himself. You know, you can talk about Davis and Bolland and, you know, like all the UK greats that ever illustrated Dredd for sure. But Esquera is he's the first one to do it. So that's got to mean something.
Right. Man. And whose Kafka are we in here? Julius Howe. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, he was funny to see in that 2000 AD documentary.
Mhm.
Um, but anyways, wonderful pickup. I would love to get a piece by Carlos and have it. Yeah, yeah. There's got to be stuff out there, right? I mean, have you ever looked to try to buy anything? I'm
It's
curious.
not cheap. I mean, the Dread stuff in particular isn't cheap. You can, some other 2000 AD stuff can be had for not too much, but I would want Dread.
Yeah, I just did a quick search here. It looks like who has a piece? Art Droids has a Strontium Dog page for
Mhm.
2,500 pounds. So I guess that's probably like 3,500 bucks.
Now, yeah, 3,500.
Yeah, so yeah,
Once upon a time, not too long ago, that would be $5,000.
yeah, so that's, I mean, stylistically, it's not a bad page. I look at the
Yeah.
panel layout on that thing, man.
Actually, I wonder, he might have designed Johnny Alpha too.
I do not know. Does anyone in the chat know? Confirm or deny? That's a
Would you
cool
go, would you
page.
go back to the Dread piece quick? Because
Yeah.
I'm realizing, like, as
I
I'm
think
looking at it,
there we go.
like, this is like really clever panel layout and storytelling too. I mean, it's a big, it's a DPS, or whatever you would call the horizontal, or the landscape framing, but like the way he worked the panels together while having the big fatty cut across like the entire thing, like that's some pretty creative layout work there.
Yeah, I mean, having his hand be, there in the first panel,
Right.
zooming in on them because you know that he's there, they've already, checked out the corpse.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you're right. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
And then in the panel you like on the bottom right, like he
Mhm.
reverses out there in the last panel.
Yep. Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, I want to, going back. Yes, rounded corners on this one, but I don't mind the rounded corners on this one. Look how cool that is. That's awesome. And what was it? Rick Welch says the other piece was a stainless steel rat in Paul Roach gallery. Yeah, I thought it was in somebody else's calf, but no, thank you for that. I'm gonna go back and check that out because I went back and forth between the two pieces, but I went with
Mhm.
yes instead. Then here you go, Keith Giffen, Bob Leighton Inks. I
Yeah.
remember that Claw the Unconquered. Look at this thing, man. This is
Giffen Leighton, how many times did that happen?
probably not enough, but look at this page. I mean, the
Yeah.
action is crazy.
And there's a lot of Giffinisms in here.
Oh yeah, man.
The
I didn't
knight's
look at this
face
as close.
especially, like that's really Giffen-y.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Number one moral offense is Claw was so badass back then. Those barely look like Leighton Inks, right? I would never have even. I didn't see Leighton in this at all. I knew it was a
No.
Giffen artwork when I saw it, but no. Wow. I wonder if
Yeah,
Bob
I
Lee
mean,
was
Rick
working on
Rick
this.
is right. Like there's some Buscema in here, but like the Kirby influence, I mean, Giffen obviously heavily influenced by Kirby. There's a lot of Kirby in here too.
Yeah.
Like the folds in some of the cloth, like particularly the helmet that's like encroaching on the top right corner of the piece.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. This is
That's
gorgeous.
awesome.
Unbelievable. Yeah. See, this was a good week, man. There's a lot of good art going here, and this is Shemp, who is calling himself "It's me, Bill Cox" in the chat. Yes, but
I like that a lot, I gotta say, Shump.
yeah, but this is gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. I mean, I think many of us are probably, for me, I've always wanted to get like a Giffen Legion page, but then you see something like this, and you're like, I can get something else that I would love and would be just as exemplary of Giffen's,
Chuck and I talk about that often because we're both in the Giffen market right now, and it's like you kind of can't go wrong. Like for me, there is I would dearly love to have a page from the Beer Bomb run on Legion. Like that
Yeah.
for me, nostalgia wise, would be the biggest hit. But like, I love Trencher. I love Lobo. This is great. I mean, his more soap opera-y looking stuff, the more straight up and down, like the Levitz Legion of Superhero stuff is great.
There you go. Congrats, Caesar. He did really well on this one. I love it. I mean, it's stunning. Man, how come I don't see this stuff come up for sale?
Crazy ass composition too.
It is. I mean, this guy's like all laid out. I mean, he's going, he's diving into battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. The horse thing, everything is just great. Doggone it. All right. 2 more to go. Where are we going to? I had to pick this one.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
It's just beautiful, graphic image.
Yeah.
You could see this on a billboard. I mean, it's just so well done, and
you get a teeny bit of dry brushing in there just because.
Mm-hmm.
Just breaks it up a teeny tiny little bit.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah. That's a t-shirt or a sticker or
let's see. What is Kaiser saying about Giffen? He says Michael Fife.
I know. I watched the first episode. Yeah, thank you, Kazra.
I mean, I did not. What's the channel?
It's just Michael Fife's channel, Michelle Fife's channel on YouTube.
All right, Michelle Fife. Okay, sorry. All right, I'm gonna check it out. That's cool. Okay, one more.
Giffen's one of those artists where like I like when people like Giffen.
You hit the jackpot. Thank you, Mark. Last but not least, I picked this Canetti. Because I was looking at some. I don't know anything about Iron Spider and the armor or whatnot, but I've been looking at for whatever reason in some calf searches and a few other places, Iron Spider images were coming up in my feed a lot. And then I saw this one, and I thought it was cool. This is in Tyler T's calf gallery. I just love the webbing. I mean, I don't know. Why would he draw the webbing around all of the Iron Spider?
Because he's Eric. I mean, he does what he wants.
He does what he wants, right? But that's but the image, because it's a rather simple image at the end of the day. But I was just like, I like this a lot. You're right. Eric does do some strange things, and we've had him on the show a couple different times where he's done some sales and stuff. But yeah, I think the composition, the shape of this, because the legs are pretty interesting, in and of themselves, and then he ties them up with webbing like that. I like this a lot. When you see it, I'm like, I can see why Tyler T like this. It's cool. I mean, because if you were to say, would Tyler T buy something from Eric Canetti? If he just, when you think about it, it's like, yeah, but this is the right image for him. It's perfect.
His work is never ho hum. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it's of. It's always going to be interesting. And he's one. I say this all the time, but there's literally a handful of artists that I have more than one piece from, and Eric is one of those artists. I think he's great.
Yeah. No, this is fantastic. Well, Tyler T adding another stellar piece to his collection. Cool. Hey, we made it to the end.
So early.
It's not even 11:30, and I was late today. Cool. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Well, I've got a lot of packing to do tomorrow. If you didn't know, I've got a whole stack of mystery sketches
to ship out.
Yeah, Emma's gonna be hating me tomorrow, but let's get started on this tonight. But as always, lots of fun, Chris. You saw we will be off on Christmas Day, as I'm sure you.
Yeah, I assumed.
You knew that. Yeah, we'll be off. We've got one more week until then, and then. But yeah, always fun getting to hang out. I mean, it'll be interesting to see the artwork. We always get a lot of art posted in the lead up to the end of the year, as everybody knows. Yeah. The best of is just around the corner. It's always a good time to remind you about that. If you want to participate in our annual. You can call it a competition, but it's really more a celebration of the artworks that you collected in a given calendar year. So the way it works is any artwork that you post to CAF in 2025 qualifies to be submitted for that. You pick your 5 best pieces and submit them. Everything's categorized based on art types, and a little bit. Not really genre, but really, they're narrow categories. Yeah, exactly. So, but the thing is, you have to post your artwork in the calendar year. So if you go and it's Eastern Standard Time, so a lot of people are posting on New Year's Eve leading up to midnight. Don't wait that long. Get your artwork posted. So that's it just means more work for us because there'll be a lot of cool artwork getting shared on CAF over the next we got 3 weeks, right? Yeah, a little less than 3 weeks.
I'm
But
holding out hope. I'm holding out hope that my commission shows up and that I can win best commission 2025.
that would be cool. That would be cool. That's well, yeah, that's you're not going up against the Willie Green cover, so you got a chance there.
Willie Pepper.
Willie Pepper, I'm sorry, Pepper. Oh,
No,
geez.
different category. Don't jinx it like that, Bill.
I'm sorry.
Nobody
Willie
can
Pepper.
take Pepper.
I got it.
Jeff
Anyway,
Singh just
best
adds another trophy to his wall.
is there an under $100 category, Marcus?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. People have always asked for, like for the categories that we have, if you could have like, a whatever, like a $1,500 and under and a $1,500 and over, because it's almost invariably like the best pieces, the most expensive pieces win.
Sure.
And and the thing is, everybody, when you participate in it, it really is. It's kind of like a good retrospective for you to like look at what you collected in the last year and put those back in front of collectors just to tell people, these are the pieces that are most important to me. It's not really about win or lose, although we do present everything like it's in an awards format. But I really think it really is just a good opportunity to kind of revisit what you think were great pickups for you during the year and show them off again. It gives you the opportunity to do that. So it's really not about winning the award as much as it is about reminding us of what you did in the last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think we'll ever have like granularity like in the covers category. There'll never be a 5,000 and up. We'll never break it down by year because I know a Silver Age whatever is always gonna beat your Tony Daniel Batman. I'm sorry, but they're important. The pieces are important to you, and it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It's about showing the work off. So I do know that I have to look at my schedule and see when I usually send out my first reminder about that, but I think it's probably around 2 weeks out, so I'm probably due to send out an email to everybody just reminding them the best ofs are coming up, and don't forget to get your pieces on CAF before the end of the year. All right, Chris.
All right, guys.
Always, thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the week off, and we'll be back at it again next Thursday.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right, everybody, enjoy the next couple of days. Don't forget we have the Saturday show with Fred Hembeck, so I hope you can tune into that. I will make sure I get a mailing out tomorrow, and all the published art from that drop will be in it, so you can get a good view of it. There's a lot of cool stuff in there that I have to actually circle back to Fred and ask him where he wants to start the bidding at, because we just start the bidding at where he's comfortable with selling it, and everything will be in an auction format, probably around 20 pieces. So look for that Saturday, 2 o'clock. And of course, as Marcus just said, don't forget about Nick Perucci tomorrow at 7 o'clock. All right, that's it, everybody. Hope you picked up something during the big auction night at Comic Link and Comic Connect. And if you didn't, tune in to Fred Hembeck on Saturday. All right, good night, everybody. We'll talk to you.